We are started streaming. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to what the screen says: Pokemon D&D Ice. Vrr. So, this is the new campaign we are embarking on, and we had our last session last week, and this will be a weekly thing. No more bi-weekly. We gotta pump these out. Go on a consistent schedule. I have a few notes here. What else I wanted to do? Let's start off. I hear a little bit of an echo. Let's start off again by introducing our players and characters again. Just, I'm X, and I'm going to be playing X, the class here. Something along those lines.
X the class. All right, well, I'm Fire Alley. You may know me as Rafa from the last campaign, and I'm playing as Sinbad.
I'm Quill. I'll be playing Bree, the wizard, and the Fennekin wizard. And you may know me from playing Lee near the end of the last campaign.
All right, I'm Ice. I'll be playing Aiden, a artificer, and you know me from nowhere.
You mean Lanwell?
Well, Landwell, if you watched any of Landwell's with Sonic Link, but nothing from Crow.
All right, and I am Geek, and I'm playing Sigurd the Fighter, and you definitely don't know me from anywhere.
Yeah, he's actually from nowhere.
Yeah, I don't exist actually.
All right.
Bye.
Okay. Well, so in the spirit of our old campaign... Oh, no, there's another thing I wanted to point at, too. In case you guys were wondering, everyone is starting off at level 3, because I think we're experienced enough to start off at a higher level than 1, and nobody likes level 1 and 2, so we're starting off at 3. So the party is a level 3 party. But in the spirit of the last campaign, we are going to do recaps, and the players will be rewarded for just a decent recap with an inspiration that expires at the end of the session. So remember, you have it. Does anyone want to volunteer to do it? Is that a no?
Quill's microphone is on.
Oh.
Roll the die.
No one wants to do it?
I threw him under the bus. I can't believe this.
Wow.
Okay, then I'll...
Everyone is scared.
Everyone is quiet.
I'll roll a d4, and thanks a lot, guys. Take an initiative.
I kind of wanted Cool to do it after that. Oh, okay.
Well, no, it's Geek.
It's you.
Hello,
I'm going
it's
based
me.
off... It's Ice, because I'm going up based off the portraits.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's
Well,
you.
in that case, so last time we were introduced to the ice continent. Guess what? It's very cold and frigid up here. What a shocker. So when we started off, we were introduced first off to Sigurd, who was on his way to the ice continent after a bit of a bad dream and a horrible experience with the boat. After the fact, he ended up meeting up with the party and an old friend. So he met up with Sabrina, Sinbad, and Gunther, though Gunther would not be tagging along with them this time. Instead, they were introduced to Gunther's son, Aiden. After a bit of catching up, some back and forth here, and a small delivery that they were called here in the first place, it was discovered that they would have to go take this burning coal off towards, I believe it was the Hallowed Knights. I'd have to double check.
Hallowed Flames.
Hallowed Flames, excuse me. Thank you. Essentially, due to the fact that no one can really maintain anything to do with fire, only fire-type Pokemon can really provide heat, and in this kind of continent, heat's kind of important. So exposition happens. We're introduced to our many factions, which would be, as we know them now, Hallowed Flames, Expedition Society, MDRA, or the Mystery Dungeon Research Academy, and abolition, and there's this group of bandits led by Queen. So group starts to head off. We do our typical thing here and there with just a little bit of window shopping, except no one has any money, so it's not honestly happy for the Trico. They end up meeting up with our certain acquaintance from, well, beforehand, a Natu named Estelle, who happens to be working with the MDRA, and she has a little bit of a favor to ask of the party involving some meteorite shards and, excuse me, some meteorite shards that the MDRA has an interest in, and she's offering to pay us if we were to head off on our way towards, I don't have the name listed, an ice cave off to the west. So, as it sounds like it sounds like the group might be taking up her offer on this.
All right. Yeah. Just take that D20 and it's like a free advantage anytime you want.
All right.
All right. So you guys are settled into the town here of Calder. Kaldr. It's not exactly a town. It's more like these avenue. It's like a dorm room just with sheds, like just making an aisle. There's about a little over 100 dwellings here, and you luckily got one that's pretty close up to the front that leads back to the dock. And it's a room for 4, so you all have kind of your it's not the biggest room, but it's cozy. And as Sigurd saw last session, they have this system of slugma kind of going through the pipes, heating up the rooms, and it's really night and day when you go outside and inside. It feels really cozy just with the magma bodies of the slugma heating up all the rooms around you. I think you just wanted to discuss if you were going to take up Estelle with that mission she wanted you to go on. I forget, did you guys decide, or were you going to talk about that?
I think we decided off stream, so
Yeah.
we were pretty much all in unanimous agreement that we were
Nah,
going to
at
go.
the end of last stream, we were like, yeah, we're going.
Yeah, Sinbad seemed against it, I think, right? But
He was the most apprehensive, but he was still on board.
Okay, yeah.
All right, but in any case, you are all probably pretty tired as you just took a Lapras across the sea, and well, in real life, if you take a plane ride for just 3 hours, you just feel awful afterwards. So just imagine that with the rocking creature with this cold air, and it's not pleasant at all. So yeah, you get your rest and you wake up the next day. I don't know how much of heavy sleepers you guys are, but you all get up in the morning, and what do you want to do? Or you want to maybe describe how you wake up if you want to, or are you just gonna rise up and head out? You do got to eat though.
Well, Sabrina is all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and ready for the day, pretty much before everyone else, unless there is a particularly early riser.
Emphasis on the bushy and the tail.
I mean, I think Sigurd would be pretty early riser as well. He probably doesn't sleep very heavily. But by the time he's up, he's a few minutes after, like, the bed is already made and, like, he's already ready to go, basically.
Yeah. There's really no privacy in this place, too. It's just, like, there's a bed in each corner, and that's pretty much it. Maybe a chest to stuff your stuff in.
Oh, actually, no, because it takes, like, 10 minutes to put the armor on, so...
Oh, right.
Oh, he probably wakes everyone else up during
Yeah.
that.
You just hear the sound of
a bunch
like
of chain.
yeah. It sounds like a bunch of aluminum cans in a garbage bag just shaking.
Yes. Hakamos being what they are. Well, in the meanwhile, I can assume Maiden's probably just... He's not really an early riser or a late sleeper, per se. Just, average Pokemon in terms of waking up, but his bed is definitely messy.
Just a sec
It
here.
was one day. How?
And what do you guys want to do after that?
I think we just get this party started. Go tell Estelle we're taking her up on her offer, and then
Yeah.
get right into it.
But we also need to eat.
We
Yes.
do.
Who needs to eat?
Eating is assumed. Especially
it's
when you have
important to
food in your tail.
Well, unless it's important to the plot.
It's always important to the plot.
No.
Okay, so are there any eating establishments around Calder?
You were told that they will provide food for you, but that's what you have to pay for. Just because it's pretty hard to find food around here.
All right.
That makes sense. So, interesting. All right.
So effectively, we can go out and find somewhere to eat, but we're going to have to pay for the meals.
I love spending money.
It's not so much somewhere to eat. They just kind of give you some rations and you just chow down.
Okay.
No,
like a
no,
food
like
hall?
diet sit down restaurants or anything.
All right.
Okay.
Then we consume the nondescript MRE.
How much does it cost us each, actually?
1 gold.
Whoa. That's
Can I afford to
expensive food.
Can I afford to just use some of my rations then that I
Expensive
already
food.
have? Actually, no. I'll just. It's 1 gold. We can get that.
Goodbye, money. I didn't want you anyway.
I have paid the fine. I have paid the food tax.
The food tax.
Yeah.
Food's expensive when there's no food, am I right?
That's
So-
true.
This food you get isn't very pleasant. It's kind of these like crackers and these frozen vegetables and stuff that like you could possibly heat them up yourself, but they're not the best. It's not really appetizing. That doesn't really affect anything mechanically. It's just you don't really
Not
get
very good.
not a very good meal.
Aiden looks over to either of the Firefox and is like, can one of you heat this up?
Oh yeah, sure. You got any fuel?
You are
I-
the fuel, Bree.
Well, yeah, but fine.
And then she just breathes out a little flame.
Thank you.
We are the microwave, and those are the potatoes.
I mean, even still, this is like, so you had the opposite end of the spectrum where it was just kind of this cold, kind of miserable meal. Now it's kind of like a microwaved miserable meal.
Oh no!
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
Let's
yeah.
go.
That's I don't know if that's worse or not.
Somehow even more sad.
But yeah, it's enough to satiate you guys, and you want to head over to Estelle. She's not very hard to find because she has that giant Golurk construct kind of parked outside of her little dorm,
Right.
her room.
Hmm.
And that's where you're headed.
That construct was made out of metal or stone? Or
If you go up to it, you can check.
Okay, Sigurd would do that.
Okay. So just with a periphery glance of the giant construct, it's just kind of just sitting there. It's not really on guard or in a position to you'd assume it'd be for guarding the room or anything. It's just kind of hunkered there, like just some scrap leftover metal or something. And but yeah, it's metal.
Interesting.
Aiden's gonna look for a panel again.
Oh, I would not do that. The last time that happened, well...
Too late.
Okay, investigation.
Investigation. Where's my investigation? There it is. Plus 3. Oh.
You look all around this giant construct, and you can't find any panel you could tinker with or anything. But
Oh no.
Oh dear,
You
you're
do see-
roboting really hard.
let's
Yeah,
Oop.
there are some internet issues. I wasn't sure if it was just me.
Oh dear.
It might be V. Am I okay?
Okay, you're
Alright,
back
for
now, but the
now.
stream was buffering for a bit.
You have swing shift of I am normal and
It was all robot for me.
hmm
Hmm.
I think it's calmed down for now, though.
Reports from the viewers say that the stream itself is smooth, though.
Okay, that's
Huh.
good.
Okay.
That's good at least.
Why does this have to happen to me?
I don't know.
What's your upload at the moment? You can't handle both streaming and being in VC.
I can't see at the moment, but I just kind of want to go forward.
Yeah, let's do that.
That's fair.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you tinker around with this thing. Am I dying again?
No.
Okay. Yeah, you check out this giant construct. You're looking for a panel on it, but you can't seem to find it. But what you do find is, you noticed up at the top of it was kind of the head. Looks like you could possibly climb into it.
That's different.
Aiden, I wouldn't mess with that. I mean, you've got your own. You don't need someone else's, do you?
I want to know how it works.
The last time you touched it, it tried to slap you.
Yeah, and?
Well, Estelle isn't here to stop it again.
And?
You're gonna get squished, or you're gonna fall down and get hurt. You shouldn't be up there.
Wait, is Aiden on the construct?
He was looking around. He hasn't climbed.
He is
on
now.
Does he look like he's about to get onto the construct?
He's ready to start trying to climb it.
Sigurd is gonna pick Aiden up.
Oh.
So you
Oh.
you just feel the back of your neck like a kitten. You're just kind of lifted up.
Eyes.
Maybe if we do a good job, she'll let you look at it or explain it to you. But you shouldn't just be going in there and trying to figure out how it works all by yourself.
That's what makes it more interesting.
I mean, it makes it more interesting when we have to go explain to your dad why you're coming off the pavement.
There is no pavement. It's all snow.
I don't know. There might be some really deep down if it shoves him hard enough.
He's just kind of quiet and crosses his arms since he's being held like this right now.
All right,
Sigurd
let's
is gonna
go find
set him back down in front of the door.
Let's go find Estelle before there's any more hijinks, okay?
What are you gonna do
Okay.
next?
Knock on the door.
Yeah.
Knock, 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 knock. So after a few seconds, and you hear a few like latches kind of unfasten, and the door opens up, revealing the small little Natu, and seeing you, she recognizes you from the other day, and she's kind of ushering you to come in. She's kind of stopping you from saying anything and just quickly ushering you in.
Were there latches on our door?
Yes.
Okay.
What, do you think we have no security?
No, I was just curious if, like, Estelle installed, like, 5 locks.
All right, we go inside. Well,
Yeah, we in the
Bree goes
building.
All right. She shuts the door too behind you guys, and she's not dressed in that little parka hood anymore. She has she's just kind of just in normal Natu mode. Actually, there is one little thing on like one of her feet. There's this kind of bracelet around her leg, and it has 5 slots in it with 5 shiny stones in it. But
Oh, man.
otherwise she looks she looks the same.
Oh, yeah, because this whole place is a mystery dungeon. Emeralds won't explode.
Oh.
that yet.
It's okay. The gecko's going to touch it in about 5 seconds.
Then it won't explode.
You said it, so touch it.
So have you 4 decided?
Yes, we will be taking you up on your offer.
Excellent. All right. So to get to the cave, it's just west of the of Calder. It's pretty easy to find. There's a stream that leads straight to it. All you need to do is follow the stream, and the stream goes into the cave. We got a tip off from an adventurer party that was run off by several bear tick, and they refused to go get it because they didn't want to put themselves in danger. I hope you know what you're getting yourselves into by doing this. I'm full disclosure, there's the feral bear tick that'll probably try to kill you.
Bree just kind of looks at the others.
We have to sign a non-liability agreement or something.
Yeah. Sigurd just kind of looks for the others. He looks particularly for Aiden's reaction.
He's kind of looking through his stuff and trying to now go like, okay, hold up, I should have something for this.
Aiden, have you been listening?
What?
Yeah. He sort of sighs and looks to Estelle. Would you mind repeating that?
They're feral Pokemon, if you weren't aware. That many of them are hostile, and many of them will try to kill you.
Yeah, no, Dad already told me about everything going on around this place.
Okay. Great. Well, I don't intend to send you in there unprepared, so I have, if you have any requests for an uncommon scroll or an uncommon potion, I would be happy to oblige. I probably have it lying around. She pulls out another one of those bags that she gave to Sabrina last episode, and she looks at you while kind of rummaging through it.
Sabrina thinks for a bit, and she's like,
A scroll of augury might come in handy.
Yeah. What do the rest of you want?
Misty Step. I mean, I would say teleportation because that's really what it is, but D&D. Do we use D&D names or Pokemon names? I don't know.
Just use the D&D names.
Misty Step.
Kinetic Jaunt.
Just a healing potion.
Assume a greater one then, because you've got uncommon.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Yes.
kind of looks at you and then she's yeah, I'll give you probably just a better than a normal healing potion, and she gives you a greater one. But yeah, she rummages through her bag and picks the selected items, and this, I hope you pick things that you possibly think will help you, but I'm happy to help if you think it'll get you through it easier.
I'm gonna put the Misty Scroll in Bree's bag of holding.
She just kind of watches him do this, and she's like, "What are you doing?"
We're gonna make more.
You're gonna have to pay me for that, you know.
Details later. Focus now.
Right, okay.
I do have one more bit of concern regarding this too. What do you plan to do to those feral Pokemon if they attack you?
Probably run, try to get out alive.
I mean, if it comes to fighting, we fight. We usually fight until they're until incapacitation. We're not looking to be killing everything in our path.
Yes, that's fair. And what if one of the queen's Pokemon attack you?
They're bandits. Obviously, you just have to deal with bandits and bring them in.
You're willing. You're willing to drag bandits across the frozen wilderness after you knock them out?
Well, I'd rather not leave them in the freezing cold to, well, die.
You have to bring them to justice.
That's the thing about the ice continent. There is no law or order here. I'm not judging you for your decision to do that. In fact, if I were doing this, I'd probably do the same thing, but you're seeing the hallowed flames after this, correct?
Oh, so we bring them there.
No.
No.
I'm saying that's quite a trek away. They're in the mountains right now from last I heard, and are you just going to drag every bandit with you that you encounter?
I mean, what else are we supposed to do?
That's what I'm asking.
Well,
It depends on the situation.
it
I would
really
prefer
does.
I would prefer not to shish kebab them. Some of them I might just take their weapons away and then leave them there with their winter gear intact.
But they still might freeze to death.
Well, I mean, they knew what they were signing up for when they came out here.
All I'm saying,
We're here to disarm or incapacitate first and foremost. We don't want to kill things unless we absolutely have to.
That's all I'm saying. I hope you're prepared to do that, because sometimes out there, it's kill or be killed. I hope it doesn't come to that, of course, but I just hope you understand that. As merciful as you want to be, it's most likely going to happen.
Duly noted.
Aiden kind of tilts his head and looks a little puzzled at that.
It won't come to that. If we can help it, at least.
I love how we're all trying to take the moral high road, even though we have like a history of like murdering an entire like
Aiden doesn't.
Sanctuary.
Aiden doesn't.
Well, technically, you didn't kill any of them.
We made them kill themselves.
But she just says, I just wanted to make that clear, just in case it happens. I hope it doesn't, but
We're all well aware of the dangers outside there.
I'd say try to leave early. It's try to leave relatively soon. It gets cold during the night, so I hope you're ready for that. And yeah, be careful. I need a large fragment. You can't fuse them together or break them apart. You got to find a quarry that is very large, the one that I was tipped off about. You can bring the small little fragments, the slivers. I will pay for those as well, but I'm mainly after the large one that's rumored to be there.
Well, we will certainly do our best to get it, but obviously our lives will have to come first, so...
Yeah.
If we come back with only shards, or even with nothing, well, you know, that's just the way it goes.
Yeah, I understand. All right. Do you have any more questions?
None that I can think of.
All right. Just try not to tell anyone about this. And when you return, keep those fragments in the bag I gave you.
Actually, what is... I mean, I suppose... I guess the fact that this place is lawless means that anyone is open to anything, but what is the reason for all the secrecy here? I mean, you clearly have the MDRA to support you, and well, it doesn't seem like the hollow flame is anywhere nearby.
She says, it's more or less on a need-to-know basis. But the fire curse is mainly what we're here for, or what the rest of the groups are here for.
Mm-hmm. I suppose that's fair.
Are any of you trained in insight?
Sigurd is actually.
All right, do it. You're the one who initiated it. Anyway.
All right.
Oh no, you fool.
Okay.
I mean, technically Aiden is too, but I don't imagine Aiden would be better than Sigurd here.
12 is what I got.
So, the stream is by indicators turning red. Am I okay?
Yeah.
You're still fine on
You're
voice.
fine- you're
Okay.
fine on my
All right. So she definitely seems like she's hiding something. You don't know if it's nefarious. You don't know if it's just a little secret, but she's definitely not telling you everything. There's something more than the fire thing that at least she's here for.
Mm-hmm. And I suppose your reasons are the MDRAs?
Yes.
I mean, I'm going to assume there is one big giant piece of the meteorite out there somewhere.
Well, there is a
Ooh.
crater, but it's in the northeastern part of the ice continent, but it's impossible to get there. The tempest is just too strong, and it goes right through any practical winter gear.
Oh,
We do want to go and see that, but it's currently impossible at the moment. And with the hollowed flames encroaching on it, well, I don't have any faith they'll get to it with the storm out there.
I see. Well, that was all I wanted to know. Thank you for your time, and I suppose we should get going.
She bids you adieu with a little bow or nod. So,
More like a body rotation because she's a beach ball.
yeah.
She bobs up and down.
And you're prepared to head out, and you don't want to do any emergency shopping or anything.
Actually, is there? I thought about this as we were kind of talking. Firewood. Is there any place selling that?
Yes, there are. Yes, there is.
Okay.
And fire specifically has to be maintained by fire type Pokemon, or else it just sputters out.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, if there's like probably like a general goods place selling firewood, how much would that cost per thing of it?
It's about how much do you want?
He's probably gonna buy like two, maybe three pieces for now. We're not going out on the big excursion.
All right,
just yet,
it's
but-
simply 3 coppers. You notice too, the ice continent isn't lacking trees or anything. In fact, you see them kind of sprig out of the in the distance. You see a bunch of snow covered like pine.
True, but those are
Yeah,
all.
yeah. But
Free
there
food
is
for one of us.
there's just basic firewood, and you can get that for just like a copper per wood.
Okay. I'll get rid of all my copper right now. I'll
Okay.
get five of it.
All right.
If we ever
Keep
do
it
run
away
into a
from
place
the
where we don't-
Fennekin.
If we do ever come into a place where we don't have access to trees, that would be useful.
All right, so let's put this up here. Whoop. So you were currently in Calder, and you want to head towards the ice cave, correct?
Yes.
What's the pace you want to go? It is.
Do we want to do? So wait, it's
I mean,
3 tiles.
the regulars, right?
Let me find the little document. So yeah, it's 3 hexes in distance.
Whoa, it's 10 feet away.
Nice.
Nice.
Wow, it's such a small world.
I think right
I
now
think
we
we
don't
still
really
normal.
have any reason to be doing anything other than normal pace.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm like. I'm like,
let's go
why do
straight.
anything other than normal when we're doing a normal thing?
All right.
There's no rush.
We might as well start off with the basics.
All right.
And then-
So we're doing the new new and improved version of overland travel. So you get 4. I think this is wrong. I think this is supposed to be. No, it's right. It was right there.
Oh, we're still not in hex. Uh-oh.
Don't worry
So
about it.
you're gonna roll a. Everyone is going to roll a d8 for me right now.
All right. And you got all the
Thank
notes.
you,
Oh,
Quill.
well,
Thank you,
nice
Quill.
job.
Nice.
We're already an encounter.
Yay.
Ah,
All right. Well,
no 8s to cancel that out.
No 8s.
Okay. Excellent.
That word.
Where is it?
Any player rolls a 1. Oh no.
Thank you, Quill. Very cool.
Hey, if we rolled it exactly the same time, that could have been yours for all we know.
What is
No,
your
it definitely was
On my end, I'm seeing it layered out. That was yours.
guys' passive perception?
Sigurd's.
That's a thing we make in
11 at
this
the
game.
moment.
Oh
It's
wait,
11.
Perception
12.
is
It's 10 plus your perception.
10 plus perception. Okay. Where's my
wait,
perception?
11.
10.
9. But my my construct has 14.
Oh yeah.
So, what is it again? What
The
is it?
highest of 14.
Highest is 14, and it's coming from Aiden.
It's coming from my construct specifically.
The Metagross.
Yo. He's
Uh,
looking.
Is that thing sentient, or does it just follow orders?
It can
would
act on
only-
its own, but usually it follows orders.
Yeah, it can
long
be
as Abe is
autonomous, but
conscious.
it's
Yeah, it would probably just be like
Yeah.
beep 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 beep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. So you guys travel the plains of the ice continent. As I said before, there are surprisingly a lot of trees sticking out of the ground covered in snow. You hear some like fall over sometimes and just like crunch to the ground as you're walking by. You could see the ocean over to your left, and it's kind of like these sheets of ice that are cracked as the tide rolls in and out. You could see in the distance there are like these great mountains that reach up to the sky.
Ooh.
And there are off in the distance you see if you look behind you back to over the way of Calder, you could see that swirling tempest of just ice and snow off in the distance. It's not really close so you could see the brunt of it, but you just see these like big dark black clouds gathered up in this one area, and it's like this blank white spot that looks just really odd in your vision. There is a stream you are following, and it's frozen over, so it's kind of difficult terrain if you walk on it, but you can kind of walk to the left and kind of trudge through the snow. It is currently... you're going to make a frost check, and what a frost check is it's a constitution saving throw?
Save.
Yeah.
Oh, he said the magic word.
But you add 5 for every like piece of equipment you got in terms of winter gear. Like if you have the basic winter gear, that's a +5 to it. If you have the lining, that's another 5. You have the insulation, that's another 5.
Okay.
So sometimes you'll just pass it naturally.
and that's alongside the con save, or
Yes, that's alongside the con save.
okay, nice.
Okay, so for Bree, it's just her base would be a 12. She can't get any lower.
Base is a 12.
Wow.
I'll tell you if you survive that. You're looking
Okay.
for a 15.
Okay.
Oh, goody.
Oh, hey, that's a 20.
Let's see. The
17.
snowshoes don't. The snowshoes
Luckstone
don't
coming
count.
in clutch because of the saving throw word.
And I was right in saying that the snowshoes are not counted as clothing.
No,
They're
those
just
are-
equipment, right.
Yeah, those are just for trudging across the snow.
Okay. In that case, it's just the +9. Ha! Barely.
Oh boy!
Nice. Oh my.
Man, the grass type struggling in the snow. What?
Shut.
So it's pretty nippy for you out here, Eden. The rest of you kind of dressed warmly enough, so it doesn't. It's you could feel the cold and the brisk air, but it's not hindering you any. And you trudge across the stream to. I guess you have to do another one. Because you're moving another hack, so you're going at a normal pace. Do another D8 roll for me.
Oh, dang. So that means we're going to need, like,
Oh,
quite a few checks.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yo.
You're screwing
Oh.
us up now.
Oh, it's a D8.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
You're good.
Oh,
I thought we were doing another cold check. My bad.
No, you only have to do those not as frequent. The weather's good.
LOL. I forgot I have a saving throw proficiency on that.
Bro.
Should've
it
been
should be
plus
calculated
10.
automatic- Really?
I mean, either way you passed it. So.
Wait, your con's 16?
No, this is everything combined.
All
Oh, right.
We approach the you follow the river again, and you kind of still see the ocean over to the left, so you don't think you'll get lost in this area. but it eventually opens up to this kind of cave. The stream leads into a cave, and then it goes downward.
Ooh.
Well, this seems like familiar, wouldn't you say?
Don't remind me.
You think there's a chimney inside?
Don't even joke about that.
Dad never
You can
explained
go
what the
first
chimney
this
was.
time.
Dad never explained what the chimney was.
Don't worry about it. You'll
Didn't
find
he
out in
get
the
stuck
report.
in it too?
Yeah, he did actually.
Yeah.
What chimney?
Everyone went in the chimney.
What chimney?
You need to grow up to find out about the chimney.
Eyes.
We'll tell you later, okay?
Fine.
All right.
Do it.
Sigurd-
Who's lighting the torch, or are we just gonna have Sinbad do magic fire? Because
Okay,
magic fire's not as good as a torch.
None of us have dark vision. That's
Yeah. I got produce
Oh.
flames, which is like bad torch.
Did anyone ever
Yeah.
grab a lantern?
No one has the light cantrip.
Uh-oh.
Nope.
I think I might have gotten a lantern. Let me check. No,
Because
sorry.
if we
I
do the
expected- I
produce
expected
flame
fire
maneuver,
types.
we got 20 feet all together.
It's 10 feet of bright light, 10 feet of dim light. I see.
Yep.
I got nothing.
I think Sigurd has torches on him.
I was like, nobody
So-
has torches.
Yeah,
well,
no, he's
actually, no. I got 10.
I've got 10 as well. He threw his way. Oh no. Yeah, I've got 10 torches. Sigurd will pull out a torch and
I will light
a
it with
shield.
produce flames.
All right. Yeah, so he'll pull out the torch and his shield, and he'll start walking down.
I just
Alright.
realized I'm also stupid.
Slowly.
I could have also done this. No, actually, the torch would be better in this case. Never mind.
Yeah.
So Sinbad, you lower the torch towards him, and Sigurd, you see him like spit out a flame, and it's so rare to see this nowadays. The sight of fire might just amaze you, but you're holding it in your hand, which might further do that too. And you approach this cave, and it kind of slants downwards, and there is the stream below you, so it's icy.
Ugh. I did not get that. Okay. Sigurd is gonna kind of glance at that, be like, and he's gonna hand the torch back off to Sinbad.
Okay.
Sigurd's gonna try and start making his way down, but carefully and slowly.
Okay, so you're basically going down an icy hill right now. So
Oh.
You didn't have crampons like I do.
No, I didn't buy crampons.
Oh no.
that'll be a acrobatics skill check.
Oh, boy.
no.
You
The
want
slip
to
and
know
slide
what what
maneuver.
Sigurd has for acrobatics?
Oh, I'm ready for this.
0.
A 6.
Oh no!
You got a 6. Okay. So you try to steady yourself in this cave, and as you're making little baby steps down here, you lose your footing and then just fall on your back and then just start sliding down. And
Uh-oh.
you take 3 bludgeoning damage as you're kind of tumbling down the icy slope, hitting your head on rocks and stuff.
Ooh.
That's fine.
As this is happening too, you notice the cave kind of narrows and it becomes a lot thinner as it's going down. You are in the bottom in complete darkness.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say that he just vanished out of sight for us.
Yeah, since he
1
doesn't have a
second
torch.
there, the next.
Okay, so Sigurd is going to put his back to the slip and slide. and he's got his shield up, and he just kind of stands there and waits for a moment.
Do a perception with disadvantage.
Okay.
Oh no.
His ears are frozen.
I accidentally clicked OBS's Discord. No, goodbye.
This is the part where I just want to yell, "Silvery bombs!"
Don't you do it.
Oh,
you
well,
do it.
I don't have it.
It
It
worked.
still counted it.
Wait, it still counted?
Yeah.
It still
Yeah.
rolled?
It just
Okay.
ignored the slash. Yeah.
Well, it gave you a
Eight.
10 on the first one.
So
Give me a 10 and then an 8.
Oh. Right.
All you really hear is the whistling of the wind, and you feel very uneasy in the darkness down here. Kind of, you don't know what's in front of you or what's behind you, and you also notice the ground below you is still slick, icy, frozen water.
Mm-hmm. Okay. He's gonna wait a few more seconds, and if nothing happens, he's gonna look back up. I assume he can see the light from like.
Yeah, you can definitely see the light up there.
Yeah.
What are you guys
And,
doing? Oh.
Sabrina's gonna be like,
Zip, go down there and help get him out.
I'm gonna be like, "You're gonna want this," and I'll give her the torch and go down.
she's gonna use Mage Hand to have it follow him for about 30 feet.
And I'm gonna use produce flames so I can see.
All right. So who's going down?
Sinbad.
All right. So you're going to you put on your like spiked sandals and
I've had them on, man.
and you start trudging down this icy slope. Sigurd, you start to see this torch coming towards you once he's within 40 feet, and it begins to light up a bit more of the cave here.
Damn, he went far down.
Yeah.
It was a drop, wasn't it?
Do you wanna interact any?
Do we have any of those things you jam into the wall?
I don't know. Do you? You have your own inventory.
I don't.
Pitons?
Yeah, those things.
Good
Sigurd
thing
does
Bree-
actually have. Sigurd has 20 of them even.
I would recommend putting them on your feet.
That's not how those work.
That's definitely not how those work.
Put them in your snowshoes.
That would destroy them.
I have web. We can glue them on.
Sigurd's gonna. So he's coming down.
Yeah.
Sinbad's coming down. Sigurd's gonna take a look at this whole area now that it's a
Okay.
bit more lit up.
As he's kind of going down this slope, and it's still a little treacherous for him because he's on an incline, but he's making it down. And what you see in front of you is kind of a drop that goes about 30, 40 feet from that Sinbad is going down. And in front of you, when you look into the cave, there's kind of a fork in in the cave that goes straight and to the right. The cave ceiling is about 12 feet up.
Okay.
Everything is the ground below you is, like I said before, just like icy. The stream that was funneling in here is below you, and it's still hard to walk on unless you have crampons.
I made a mistake.
Same.
I think everyone did, but Sinbad.
So given that the cave seems to be empty for the time being, he's gonna look up and just kind of call up. He'd have to shout for that, and he doesn't want to actually. Can
40-foot
the
drop.
rest of the group see? What can they see now? Now that the torches and the produced flame is down.
They see you,
Okay.
and they pretty much see what you see.
Okay. He's just gonna turn around, look at them, and just give them a thumbs up.
I think they're good down there then.
Well, the question is how we're gonna get down there safely. And the bigger question is how we're gonna get back up once we're down there.
He looks over to the Metagross. I have an idea.
Maybe use the Metagross as a sled.
Yes.
It has crampons.
The Metagross, and also, yeah, exactly. The Metagross has crampons built into it. It's got spikes for legs.
I don't think that's work, but I'll go with it. And
Yes, ride the Metagross down.
but I think only you could ride it, right?
Oh.
It's
Right, because it's a medium-sized creature. I don't think it can carry two small.
Wait, that's too small.
oh yeah.
It
I
can't,
guess.
it can't. Can it carry two small, or can it not? Can it only carry one small?
I'm gonna say it can. I'm giving you the crampon thing, so I'm gonna only say it can carry one.
Okay. In that case,
It would be such a tragedy if we.
I've got another
behind.
idea. I'm gonna have it carry me down first, and then I'm gonna send it back up to get Sabrina.
Aiden leaves Sabrina without a word.
Just
No,
go.
no, no.
I have an
He just-
idea.
I have an idea.
Down himself.
Yeah, exactly. She'll see him go down.
She sees him go down, and she just pulls out her spell book, and she's like flipping through it, trying to find something.
And then back up comes the Metagross.
She just looks up at it.
You're gonna carry me down there now, aren't you?
Construct is not going to say much. It just kind of looks at her.
By now, you're probably down with him, Sinbad. You're down with Sigurd. And the construct, I guess it does your will, Aiden.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's gonna lift Sabrina down there as well.
Yes.
Okay.
I just realized this thing has headlights too, doesn't it?
Oh my gosh, does it? I don't think we can go that far.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know what it does and doesn't have.
Well, it doesn't. Oh wait, no, it does have. It does have dark vision.
So it can see it here without a torch, but
It can see in here without a torch.
It's got dark vision of 60 feet.
who's holding the torch?
Bree has the torch that Sib gave her.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone else is stuck to the produced flame light.
All right. So,
Mhm.
yeah, you see this cave that kind of branches out into two directions. It goes kind of straight and it goes over to the right.
Okay.
Okay. Now what?
Sigurd's gonna try and like hold on to the wall.
Oh shoot, I didn't even notice we were using the battle map. Yeah.
Wait. Oh, they lock on to the ends. That's interesting. Anyways.
Yeah. So which way do you want to go? You don't have to drag your sprite meticulously. You just tell me where you're going.
No, but I gotta go tile by tile by tile. Let's go to the straight most one. First.
Yeah.
All
Hug
right.
the left wall.
Oh yeah. That is how
I
you
mean,
do this.
you can go hug the wall all you want.
The maze roll is either one, honestly. You can hug left or right. It's just what do you prefer?
You're all
I'll be in the front because I can move better than the rest of us.
you're all going together.
I would assume so.
Yeah,
Okay.
splitting
Yes.
the party bad.
All right. And the method you're using is you're just gonna hug the wall.
Uh,
Yes. Because we played Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire without Flash.
Uh,
All right, and so who's in the? Is your marching order look like this?
Yep.
yep.
Yeah. Sinbad won't be hugging the wall quite so much because he doesn't need to.
All right, so you hug the wall of this cave, and it's a little treacherous. You know, if you let go, you're probably gonna slip and slide around. Well, not you, Sinbad, because you have your your cleats on. And you make it here and light up a little more of the cave here. Let me go like this, and
Should we just
Yep.
assume for now, by the way, that Aiden's just kind of riding on the Metagross since...
yeah. How are you traveling, Sabrina? Do you have
Well,
No, she
my
chose
first
the fluffy.
instinct is to jump on Sigurd's back and just ride him. But I don't know if that's something Sabrina would actually do, so she's probably just kind of staying close against the wall so that if she does slip, she just kind of bumps into the wall one way, and if she slips the other way, then tough luck, I guess.
Oh, no.
He's also having a bit of trouble because he's kind of being supported by the wall, so probably taking on some extra weight wouldn't be very beneficial for him. But yeah, you go along, and how far do you think you're going to go in?
I mean, I would say we'd probably want to get like, where
Yeah,
we
that's what I
can
was
see through here and down
Like
here.
I don't know.
Yeah, like that.
This little corner seems fine, honestly, because
Yeah.
you got two walls.
I will spy this way, and y'all can hang out over here in the sandwich.
Okay.
All
It's
right.
officially called Sandwich Cave.
Sandwich Cave confirmed.
Let's go.
When you look this way, Sinbad, you see there are a bunch of cub chews kind of walking around. And why don't you give a stealth check to see if they detect you?
Oh man, the cub chews. The most perceptive creature of all time.
Children. Oh, no.
Children.
Oh God.
There's more of them.
Let's
No.
see. Oh, this is gonna go well. 11.
11. We're gonna have an entire daycare by the end of this.
Oh my gosh.
When you look at them inside, when you kind of peek behind your vantage point here, you look at the room, and you see that there is about, from what you could see, there's 4 of them. And they turn around and make direct eye contact with you.
Uh-oh.
And when they do that, you see 2 more of them kind of appear from around the area you can't see, and as well as 2 massive icicle bearded bears along growl at you as they are signaled. So let's roll for initiative.
Oh no.
All right, I guess. Oh boy.
Well,
Well, it was a fun run, guys.
Oh well.
That's
What is that?
is that the shard?
You don't see what that is yet.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
You cannot
I
see.
gotta don't worry, fellows, I gotta
I pretend I do not see.
Yeah.
That's the wrong.
That's the wrong thingamajigger.
What?
Nice 0, bro.
Nice. Let's
there it
go.
is. You know my pain now of playing Sergey
Let's
with 0
go.
decks. Welcome to 0 decks.
You know what? I'll take that 1 there if it means I don't get a 1 somewhere else.
D20 plus 2. Yeah. Hey.
Nice.
These guys get a... It gets a 16.
13, 12, 11, 0.
And these guys...
It's fine.
Just let me... what are they? Okay, they're plus
I might
2.
give a label.
And
That's
that.
what I gave a label earlier.
And then do that.
I have
I
8.
gotta figure out my sheet.
All right. Are you all rolled in? I don't see Sinbad. Or no, he is. Okay.
Yeah.
All
They're
right.
labeled even.
All right.
There's 2 of him.
3.
Oh. Wait. Where's the third?
We killed it.
Oh. At.
Gone forever.
You see these guys. How fast are they? Only 30 feet. Such sadness.
Big man.
Actually, it's just going to dash.
They're gonna dash. Oh, that's rude.
Can y'all see the rulers, or is that individual? Oh, he's moving.
Yep.
No, if you're using the ruler tool, no.
Okay, good to know.
He's going to get to about here.
So
All right.
guys, remember
Sabrina,
that plan I had.
it's your turn. These things seem to be lunging. They seem to just take to this ice just like it's nothing.
All right. So they're obviously hostile toward us, and they want us dead, right?
It would have seemed so.
I mean, he hasn't touched me yet. What if he wants to give me a hug, Bree?
Yeah, she's firebolting this thing.
Okay.
Let's see. It's been a while since I've casted something at this low of a level. Plus 5.
Level 0 spell. You love
Let's
to see.
go.
I got a 6.
You don't know if it's because of the ice or just because if this thing is actually nimble and dodged it, but the firebolt just kind of materializes above you and it just kind of zooms past and just goes under his shoulder or something.
Nice fizzle.
Wham. All right. Is there anything else you want to do? You still have movement left, or bonus?
I know what's going to happen if I try to move, but I'm going to try to move anyway.
Well,
Okay, make an acrobatics check.
Yeah, I know.
yeah, you slide under that metagross.
I'll say alternatively, you could use it as difficult terrain and you don't have to make the check.
Okay, I'll difficult terrain it. Just
All
move right there.
Alrighty.
The overcoat would have been a good idea. Oh well.
Aiden, you saw Sabrina miss with the firebolt. What do you want to do?
Oh dear. Let's see. First of all, I probably can't argue. Actually, wait, no, because I'm just writing the metagross here. First off, I got to make sure I get the line of sight here because I've got my crossbow. I don't imagine I can move down and get a better line there. It's this. The map here is a little strange in terms of like.
If
I mean,
my rule to it is if you can draw a line to it, you can see it. And if you were standing where you were before, you could definitely hit that one near Sinbad.
All right, I'm just worried about people in the way.
But...
You don't really count that ever.
Okay.
There are rules for it, but Sinbad's short.
No, I'm the second tallest.
Second.
Yeah, that's still like 2 feet.
Hey, 2 feet's a lot more than 1 foot.
And it's a lot less than 4.
All right. Well, I get to do all this fun stuff because of the way I get to use my modifier since it's magic, but I'm going to take a crossbow shot at this guy.
All right, make an attack roll, my friend.
Okay, that's a d20 plus... It's the int plus the fact it's magic, so that is a 4.
Hooray.
14.
14 is a miss. It It kind of just plinks off with its icicle beard.
Oh.
Nice
That's-
job.
That's bad.
It just snarls at you after you do that.
All right. This is how you solve problems. Unless you're moving.
I'm gonna probably gonna back up next to Sabrina here.
Okay.
Just imagine we're gonna start moving now, so I'm
Does
just
your-
gonna
Just,
I'm using the construct to move, basically. That's fine.
I guess we have to put that on the field, don't we?
Right. I've just been assumed that as of current, right now, I'm effectively using this thing as a mount.
All right. So yeah. Can we turn that into a vehicle? Okay, there we go. All right. Does it do anything? Does it have any actions or?
As of right now, I'm not really going to have it do anything because, yeah, I'm using this thing too much as a vehicle. If I try to have it move up, that's not a good idea for me.
All right. Sinbad.
Okay, this is how you save the party. I'm gonna cast web
where you gotta cast it?
right here, and it's a how big is the radius on this thing? It's like what, 20 feet?
20-foot cube, I think.
Just
Yeah,
a second.
so
Just a second. I have a little bit of a.
so it's like this big. Okay, it just hits both the bear
Jeez.
tick. Okay, that's the important part.
Oh my lord!
It's
Goodness.
It's 20 feet, right?
Yeah, it's 20
20-foot
feet, so it
cube.
can hit both the bear tick, and it also encapsulates this entire choke point.
All
Wow.
right. You're putting it there. You can move this thing wherever you want.
Well, for starters, this is like really omega big, so it's really more like this.
That's going to be a little awkward to.
Wait, isn't it?
That's fine. I mean,
It's 20.
It's a
It's
20-foot
20
cube.
radius
Yeah,
or
20 foot cube,
oh,
and I can
Yeah.
deploy it
It's
within
like
60 feet of
this.
myself.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So both of them got to do that dex save.
A deck
Yeah.
save. Okay, let's see what they get. One gets a 2 because it has a +1 modifier. So that
Ooh.
I'll say it was the one directly in front of you. And the other one got a 5 because it has a +1 modifier. So they are both stuck in the web.
Let's see if I can get this here really quick. Assuming
How
do you know
my spell DC isn't 5?
10, 15, 20.
Is there anything else you want to do? They are restrained.
Yeah, because I cast a spell, I'm going to poof over here, aka free disengage.
Ah,
I'm
right.
assuming you're using it from there to there, right? Just to sort of mark it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
just use the square tool.
Yeah. That
He
works.
used a square tool. Yeah.
Use the square tool.
So they're both restrained, and their children can't come after us now.
Well, they can. They'll just
Or they just
probably
have
get
to
stuck.
get strong and hope that I don't burn their webs.
Okay, what they're... Okay, are
with-
you going to move?
With my bonus action, I am going to restore my spell slot with sorcery points.
That was fast.
That's how it works.
And now it's back.
All right, that's all my stuff.
All right. The Cub Chew. Two of them, actually. Yeah, these two, they're going to move up to it.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot my.
And these two are... Can these two see you? They can see Sigurd, and this one can see you. So what they're going to do is they're going to sling some snot bubbles at you.
Ew.
The children are hostile. Take them down.
I think this is at disadvantage because... Or no, wait. No, it's far enough. They can both hit you.
Would we be behind cover in this or no?
No, because there's like a direct line of sight. It's this one
Okay.
is aiming at you,
Yeah.
and this one is aiming at
Okay.
Sinbad. So
Oh, okay. Got it.
does
The bear? Never.
Does a 7 plus 4, does an 11 hit you, Sigurd?
I want to. Do you want to guess?
No, it doesn't. Okay, Sinbad. We got a 13.
Yeah, that hits.
All right.
Ow.
You take 5 damage. Cold damage.
That's a lot more damage than I thought.
As a snot bubble just whacks you. It's really hard. It's like a rock hit you. Okay.
Ew.
And I believe you have to make a concentration saving throw because of your web.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. That's true. It's fine.
Don't mess up. Yay.
There you go. Yeah, the web stays intact. All right.
Hi.
Hi.
All the way down there with 0.
All the way down at
Zero.
0. We have
He was not
Sigurd.
ready.
He was like halfway through, like contemplating putting attaching or pulling out a python to use against the wall, but then bears started coming at him.
Just wasn't ready.
It just was not. What?
There's more.
Aiden, you see 2 more start to come around the corner.
Oh. Guys, you got more.
All right. Then we go to Sigurd and dead last at 0.
Well, this is a much larger problem than I expected it to be. So, well, you know what? Maybe that means it's time to get large.
I don't think this is the right place for that.
What are you talking about?
Aren't you gonna grow into the web?
Probably not. So Sigurd is gonna. You said I could use half movement to.
Yeah, you can use 15 feet to just move
Okay.
normally.
Okay, so he's gonna go here.
All right.
And then he's gonna activate Giant Smite. Yeah. So this does a couple things. If I can read them out to you. So first of all, if you are smaller than large, you become large along with anything you are wearing. If you lack the room to become large, your size doesn't change. So
I should point out that it's 12 feet. It's 12 feet high.
I think becoming size large doubles all his height and all that. So I think he's 8 feet tall now.
You're good then.
Okay.
I was like, I think that bear tick by definition are large.
Yeah, you have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws, and once on each of your turns, one of your attacks with a weapon or an unarmed strike can deal an extra d6 damage to a target on a hit.
All right.
Yeah, so that's a bonus action to activate, so he's going to use his main action to just deck this bear tick.
All right, deck him, my friend.
All right. That is not the right command. Let me not do that. And they're restrained, correct?
They are restrained.
So I have advantage.
Advanto.
That's a 9 and a wow.
A 9, 4, and a 2.
Oof.
Right.
So you see Sigurd just kind of flex, and he just kind of grows double in size, and he takes a swing towards this restrained bear tick, and it kind of just ducks its head to the left, or maybe you miss because it's flailing around and not easy to hit.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right. To the bear tick, and just a second.
I don't think they make a dex save right now, because I think it's only supposed to be when they start or when they enter it on their turn. So I guess you made the dex saves preemptively.
Yeah. Okay, so it can still attack even if it's restrained.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it's going to try and...
I believe they have disadvantage. I could be wrong.
I am looking at it, and I don't see anything about... Oh, the creature's attacker... Yes, okay, so they will have disadvantage. So it's going to try and bite you.
Ah,
It got a natural 1, so I'm not even going to bother to roll the other one.
I don't think that hits.
Yeah, I don't think it hits either. But the other one is going to try and break the web with a strength saving throw. And the DC is your spell save, Sinbad.
Yeah.
It got another natural 1.
Yeah.
I was gonna say silvery barbs again for the memes.
Parser hates everyone today.
Thank
All
God.
right.
Hey, I'm surviving over here.
We will just then cut off after that miserable turn to Sabrina. You saw.
Since we're at the top of turn order, though, do we get tactics now?
What I'm going to do is you can just tell what you are going to do. When you're in dire straits, I'll allow a tactics grace period.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. So if you want to do that, you can tell everyone what you're going to do.
All right.
We'll just
Okay,
move on.
well, Bree is going to tell Aiden to have his mech block the spot right here.
Already
And
was playing that perfect.
they're on the same wavelength. Okay,
Yo.
and then to take pot shots at the cub chew that are coming in,
Mhm.
Okay.
and
Shoot
she
the
herself is
children?
going to get right here, and she's going to mind sliver the cub chew.
All right. It has to make a what saving throw?
Intelligence.
I don't think its modifier is going to save him, so I think it failed with the 6. Oh, it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
it's a -2. So I shouldn't tell you that, but it's a 4.
Oh.
All right. 2 psychic damage.
To which one?
This
That
little
guy?
guy right here.
Here, I'll mark him with 2 damage. All right. So he begins like just, like the baby bear sound. All right. And then we will go to Aiden.
Yep. So I gotta figure out how to do this. Mounted, I can. It's just all the complication is mainly just like the dismount versus movement with mounted, but so dismount is half. And then I'm going to take a step there. I can't really get this guy to move until after my turn, but for now I'm going to move to that spot, and then I'm going to take another shot at this same cub chew that Sabrina just took a shot at.
All right. Make an attack roll.
Okay. Turns out I was wrong with my modifier last time. That was supposed to be a +6, not a 4. 13.
13 does hit.
Are you sure it's not supposed to be a +5?
No, it's a +4 because it's a magical weapon. It has my +3 and my proficiency.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's a D8 +1.
Ooh,
4.
very good.
It goes down. Your
Nice.
your crossbow bolt hits it in the. I assume you weren't trying to kill it.
No.
You hit it in the shoulder maybe, and it just kind of goes down unconscious.
And then I'm going to shout at my Mecha Gross here, as we're calling it now, to basically just block off the tunnel.
All right, move
So-
into position.
Moving it to here.
All right.
So hypothetically, if a really loud noise were to take place in this cave,
Oh,
say
no.
from a shatter spell, would we all die from a cave?
You could try.
That sounds like a horrible idea.
Keep in mind it also destroys objects, of which the web is.
That's if it touches the web.
Yes, that's fair.
Oh no.
He'll have it touch the
Is-
ceiling instead.
Am
What
I
a
able
great
to
idea.
make a perception check or something to have Sinbad be guess so if the stalag icicles will kill us all or whatever? You know, just take a look around the cave, see how stable it is.
Do a nature survival check.
Oh, this isn't gonna go well. Let's see. Nature survival.
I'll say this is your action.
That's a natural 20.
Jesus.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, this cave would seem like it would. If you were planning to do that, there would definitely seem to be repercussions using it in a kind of confined place like this.
In other words, don't.
All right. I'll just T-jolt the bear tick in front of me then.
Wait.
It was your action to do that check.
All right. Well, that was fun.
The search action to make sure you don't kill the party.
I mean, it would have killed everything.
Searching for stalactites.
All
No,
right.
just a total party wipe on the second episode. Let's go.
Rocks fall, everyone dies.
Quite literally.
I used the
Hooray.
search action, guys. Did you know that that's a thing you can do?
Holy crap, that exists?
All right. I got nothing.
All right. So this little cubchew is going to walk up to this mighty mechagross, and it's going to attack it.
Okay.
Oh, I think it might have hit.
It needs a 15 or higher.
I think it got that. Let me just see the. It's gonna bite, but it's kind of stupid. Yeah, it got a 17.
No,
Wow.
it's super effective. It's super effective. It'll...
Alright. And so it finds a weak spot on your mechagross, and it bites it for 4 damage.
Ah.
It sinks its teeth into it.
All right.
Just splutters some black smoke as it does that. It hits like a vital wire pipe on it. All right.
Hey, he's behind. Come on, just fix that.
Then we will go to, or no, these guys are going to fire at. Okay, you're a little kind of. I'll give you half cover.
Yay.
It's, or. Oh no, yeah, I'll give you both half cover. Okay, it got an 18 plus enough to probably hit you. Does it
Wait, on Sigurd?
Yeah, what's your AC?
Right now it's 22 if I have half cover.
Oh, okay. It matches 22.
Dang.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So you get a rock hard goober coming your way. Oh, well. You take 3 damage.
Whoa.
Ouch. And the one
Ow.
going towards Sinbad. You got half cover. It got a 15.
Rip.
Oh, I gotcha.
It's +2 for half cover, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it got me.
All right, so 4 damage and a concentration check for Webb.
All right.
Alright.
I'm good at these, right?
You should have taken a step back. You would have been under.
Your web is maintained. As we go to Sigurd.
Hello. Do I have any funny bonus actions I can activate?
Yes, be funny.
No, well, I guess I can activate. No, I'm not gonna activate my frost rune. I'm just gonna go ahead and smack the guy in front of me.
All right,
Or
make an
at least
attack roll.
attempt to. They are still restrained. So
Yep, advantage.
that's a Jesus. That's 13. Oh my. The dice do not.
I think we found Parser's. I think we found Parser's favorite, guys.
Yeah, you try to do fisticuffs with this thing, but it just keeps missing. It just keeps dodging out of the way.
Well, it's also missing me, so.
All right, we go to the top around. If you want to say what you're going to do, just so you're not stepping on anyone's toes, you're free to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna punch.
I might honestly keep this Mechagross here, let it just kind of deal with the cubs while I move over to the side and start taking pot shots at the bigger guys.
I'm gonna use
You should take a step back.
Bree
Yeah.
was going to do the same thing.
Oh, okay. If you would rather do that, I don't know if you
Yeah,
want me just to hold down this line.
Yeah, hold the line there. I'll help out Sib.
All right.
Okay.
Actually, do you mind if I do a final thing on my turn?
Oh, sure. What do you want to do?
He's just gonna move down a little bit more.
Okay, you're still in the same space, right?
He's yeah. Actually, yeah.
Okay.
You mean still within range?
Doesn't change much.
Yeah, this bear tick is going to try and attack you again at disadvantage.
Whoa.
Crazy.
Oppies.
The
No,
AC is 18.
it's just his turn.
Yeah.
Oh.
It missed.
Oh, right.
It missed. Okay.
The other one is going to try and break out of the web.
Are we just like shadow boxing?
It got a 3. So it does not escape the web.
It's having a lot of trouble.
What did
Sabrina.
She's going to say, Sib, get behind me. And then she's going to use magic missile on this one.
All right, make your rolls. Pew pew pew.
Do you want me to roll separate dice for each missile?
Yes.
Okay. 3d4 plus 3.
You're not using the magic rod?
9.
1, 2, 3. That's enough for me.
So these like little 3 like little needles materialize above your head, and they just whiz past everyone at the same time and strike this bear tick 3 times for 9 damage. Let me get to the map. Is there anything else you want to do in your turn?
Nope.
All right, then we'll move down the line to Aiden. What do you wish to do?
All right, I'm gonna take another shot at this this Cubchuna standing on the last one.
All right, make an attack roll.
Yep. And that's a 15.
That hits the Cubchew.
All right.
just sight?
6 damage.
It goes down.
Oh.
Wait, is your intelligence mod only +1?
Wait, am I not including damage on the?
You're supposed to do it for damage too.
Gosh, I should know this.
He's like, first time artificer growing pain.
It really is, though. I've been playing other classes. I don't know how to.
Artifice is complicated.
Really is.
What else do you want to do if we can get back on track?
I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm gonna use my movement to jump back up on the Mechagross end. At this point, I'm just gonna. Can I still use Mechagross's movement at this point? Then
I believe you can use it during its phase, right?
Okay.
If you're using it as a mount.
If I'm gonna, basically I'm gonna jump up on it again as a mount and start. I'm gonna have it make its way towards the rest of the group, or in this case, towards Sigurd.
All right. Are you going around?
Yeah, going around. So through here.
Step on the children.
It is. Would the light kind of go around? I'm gonna give you this, and I'll say you can see it, but you can't see what's beyond here.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Sure. Yeah, you can go there.
Cool.
All right. We go to Sinbad. What do you wish to do?
All right. I'm gonna follow Bree's lead and throw a T-jolt at this guy, and then hope I don't explode. 23. That's gotta hit. It's the 9 guy, obviously.
You miss. No, just kidding.
You miss. What?
Do your
Okay.
damage.
He takes 6 lightning damage, and then whoop.
So maybe like some lightning just jolts out of your tail and zaps him while he's restrained in this web.
Oh yeah, I missed.
You would have had advantage, so I think you
Fish for the crit.
Yeah.
No crit.
No
All
crit.
right. He took 6 damage.
Yeah.
All right. All right. The Cub Chew's turns. I think they can only really see Sigurd. This one can only see Sigurd. This one, yeah, I'm gonna only say this one can see him, and it's gonna attack, and you still have the cover.
Yeah.
It got. Oh, I think it hit you. No, it got 21.
No, yeah, that misses.
Yeah. All right. It misses you. You see, like the loogie fly past and hit the wall. It makes that horrible sound as it slowly slides down.
Probably like to flex off his armor because bulletproof.
All right. So Sigurd, it is now your turn.
Hooray! It's me. I'm gonna punch him.
All right.
Let's try this again.
Oh no!
There we go. There we go.
You just got him. It seemed like you were gonna miss again, but you just kind of clonk him right in the jaw.
Okay.
One of his icicles just shatters off.
It's not even going to do that much damage.
And then 2 damage.
D6 plus strength.
I mean, your strength is expanded.
Oh, well, 8.
8 damage.
Oh, and I also deal an additional D6. So 10 or 13 damage.
I can't get him because the web is blocking him. Here, let's just move this thing out of the way. So 10 altogether?
13.
13. All right. Yeah. What of it? The his icicle beard. One of the icicles coming off his beard just kind of shatters off.
I forgot about the extra damage. This is.
So you clonk him across the face. All right, we go to the top of the round. I suppose you guys don't really need this. I don't think you'll be stepping on each other's feet, so we're just going to continue along. This thing is going to try and attack you. And I think it missed. It did not get anywhere close to what I know your AC is. And the other one is going to try and break free. 17. Does that beat your spell save?
Yeah.
All right. It's going to do that, and it's going to move over here.
That was an action. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. All right. We go to Sabrina.
Okay. She's gonna move up here and use mirror image.
All right.
So she's got her 3 dupes.
All right. I don't think we need to spam the map with Fennekin, so I'll just keep that in mind.
Cool. Okay, Cool's an expert at that.
Yeah. Aiden, it is your turn unless you want to do something else, Sabrina.
Nope. Don't
Okay.
have much along the lines of bonus actions yet.
We go for more pot shots. At the one I can see, that is. It's one just right here.
All right. Make an attack roll.
Okay. Wow. Or wait, does this have an advantage on him because he was stuck there? Or I haven't been
You do have
Yeah.
advantage because he's restrained.
Okay.
Fish for the crit. No.
Almost.
No.
A little bit closer.
A little bit closer.
We'll get it someday.
All right.
We'll get him next time.
He really did waste our crit with our.
We really did just before the session. It's like, yes, physical dice. 20s. All right. Wow. Okay.
How much
Well,
damage? 12 damage. Just a second
Yep.
here. Just calculating.
25.
It falls down in the web.
Nice.
Wonderful.
Blech.
Does he make that sound?
Yeah, he makes that sound. Blech. All right. Do you want to do anything else with your character or with your?
In this case, I'm just going to command my Mechagross to move up yet again.
All right.
Moving up next to Sigurd and Sabrina.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's my turn.
Maybe just some idle chatter. Guys,
Yeah.
you see it?
Sinbad, it's your turn.
All right. So we're going to move over here where we get this beautiful line of sight. And then we're going to cast web with again. Right here.
Okay, so the other
I'm
one.
going to tell Bree, light it on fire.
Oh, no.
She gets this little smirk on her face when he says that.
So you drop concentration on
The first one.
whoever put that up there. Erase that one and put up your new one.
Where's the thingy for it? There we go. So you said from where to where?
I
20
guess,
feet from this guy.
20 feet.
I guess you could just do it, Fire Hell.
There's the tool. Let's assume like that, or...
Yeah, good enough.
All right. I have to make about a couple of deck saving throws. So one got... the bear tick got 13. So I don't think that passes, does it?
No.
No. And the cub shoes, that doesn't pass. One got a 16.
Yeah, that one's free, man.
All right. So let's just label them like this. One, no. So that's another red ring of death.
Why are the tokens so small?
Because they're small.
Another one got 16. So only two are. So instead of doing that, I'll do the ones that did survive. I'll ring them up. All right. Well, yeah, that was successful.
Yes.
All right. It's their turn, and they now have direct line of sight of Aiden.
Oh.
The child.
I'm in danger.
I might have made a mistake.
But they have disadvantage. One got 4.
You've got the firing squad over here.
One got 9, so I don't think those two hit you, but...
No, you gotta get 15.
Oh my god, I just got an... all right, Sigurd, from behind you, an icicle hits you in the back of the head, and it feels deadly.
What?
As in Nat 20.
Okay.
All right, so with our patented new crit rules, that does max damage.
Actually, so no, that doesn't happen. Actually,
Okay.
Sigurd is gonna activate Cloud Rune.
All right. Does that require you seeing something?
Let me see. When you or a creature you can see within 30 feet of you is hit by an attack roll, you can use your reaction to invoke the rune and choose a different creature within 30 feet of you other than the attacker.
He's gonna kill the Mechacross.
Let's see.
Wait, are you effectively redirecting this?
Yes.
Yeah, it's basically redirecting an attack.
I mean, unless you want to throw it onto this guy right here, but I think he would die.
I think he would die, so no. But okay, so I can't see the people that are like over here.
No.
Okay, then never mind.
Yeah, it would not be able to hit those.
Okay.
It came
Never
from
mind.
behind you.
Oh, it came from behind me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it came from over here in the darkness.
You know,
I
the
mean,
spot that I was concerned about was like, the character wouldn't check.
It's unfortunate the bear tick is 35 feet away.
Whoops.
Okay, it came from back here. I could still use the cloud rune and direct it to one of these guys over here.
Do you have sight on them?
Do I have sight on them? Can I see these guys?
You could definitely see, like, this guy.
That guy's undamaged. Yeah, I'll direct it to him.
Oh my gosh.
I don't want to murder a child.
Alright, Well, I think you actually still do that, because this thing gets obliterated.
Oh no.
Can I
child's
turn-
head
Can I
explodes.
turn it to non-lethal? Can I turn it to non-lethal damage, or does
The
that-
thing was...
If it was lethal to begin with, I don't think you can.
Yeah, it was...
If it hit for double the HP, then
It was 16 damage.
Okay.
This child is no more.
Can I undo that then?
Aiden just witnessed a murder.
Okay.
Aiden witnessed one of his own.
Are you gonna just take it, or what's happening?
I'm just gonna take the damage, yeah.
Alright, 16 damage.
Okay.
And 2 more heading your way. And they'll let it
Okay.
hit.
That hurt.
What's your AC?
Right. Or do they have do I have half cover?
No, not with these ones.
Then 20.
Then that one would have hit you.
Okay.
Oh no.
It only does. This one's a little puny. It only does 3 damage, and the last one. Okay, yeah, that's gonna hit you too. Well, let's see if it's a
Oh
crit.
my gosh.
That'll be another 5 damage.
We got 1 HP.
Oh my
That's
God.
all we need.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, that's not funny at all. All right.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
it's your turn, Sigurd.
It's super effective.
Okay. So that happened. Sigurd does not enjoy that. So I'm gonna go ahead and use second wind first of all.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a D10 plus my level of healing.
Do you get a 13 or a 4?
I get
5.
a 5. 5 actually.
Hey, we undid some of the last hit.
I undid the last hit, so I'm back up to 6 HP. You know what? Yeah, he's gonna look into, so he's gonna he's gonna feel that like ice crash against his back.
Yeah.
He's going to place a claw onto the bear tick, turn around to look into the darkness behind him, and just roar, trying to scare off whatever like launched those attacks at him.
oh, did we just lose the stream?
No.
Did we lose the stream? No.
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 Wait, did it happen?
Oh. Did it? Uh-oh. Crow?
Yeah, stream's down.
Oh.
No, it's not.
Oh,
It is.
God.
The stream tells me right, yeah, it's Tony.
He's
so
like,
I
first
can
time
get both the
artificial
bear
glowing
tick in
pain.
it.
It really is, though. I've been playing other classes. I don't know how to just refresh. I'm not seeing any live.
No.
You just killed the stream.
You roared the stream off.
2 weeks in a row. What the heck?
No, we're fine.
What's happening here?
Moment. Then, if we're working that, I'm gonna go quickly grab some food downstairs because there's some stuff. But I will obviously.
could
Yeah, I'll be right back at 2, actually.
me?
I'll be as fast as I can.
You better.
We're gonna hear the Captain Crunch now.
How could this happen to me?
YouTube is on drugs.
Might be me.
Started streaming 30 seconds ago. Oh, I hear my voice. I mean, it's back now.
The stream's back.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, we were taking our break. That was totally our break. That's what happened.
Intermission.
Yeah.
Is it on the same link, Fire Alley?
No. Also, I think it's kind of far back. Because I heard my singing, and I remember singing
live.
more than 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, we're live again.
It is a simple case of Dice Parser rolled a natural 1 on the stream, and therefore the stream died. See, watch. Do you like me streaming?
Is everyone back?
I mean, I'm back. I
Yep.
never.
Guys, hurry up.
I'm right here.
Okay, he's here.
It's Geek that's not here.
Geek, hurry up.
He's
I'm
definitely.
Well, our messages cannot reach him. He is beyond time and space. Oh, and it was his turn too.
Yeah, it was. Ugh.
Ah,
Rip.
I sent him a DM. Hopefully you'll see it.
It's your turn. We only need to wait 2 more turns before it's a baby barbecue.
Might
Okay.
want to consider looking into your ISP, Crow.
Yeah. Okay, we're just gonna... I guess we'll just make him do the dodge action.
Alright.
And...
He dodge until further notice.
And... The... Beartick is gonna try and escape from the web. And it got out, but it has to move another space. And so another dexterity saving throw, and it's stuck again. So,
He's trying to run. There is no running from what's coming.
and then we will go to Sabrina.
Okay,
All right,
she's going
Sabrina,
to light
this-
the web on fire like Sib instructed.
Yes, listen to that EV in your head.
So she's going to use Firebolt on the web.
Okay, are we back?
I'll let you take your turn. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, okay, sorry. Sorry, I stepped out for a second. So I mean, okay, so I used, so last time I used what's it called? Second Wind to
Yeah.
heal myself for 5 HP. And so what he does is, so what he's gonna do after that is, I think I described this already, but he's gonna place a hand on the bear tick that's laying down right here,
Yeah.
kind of drag it closer, look into the darkness, and just roar.
All right.
Hoping to scare off.
Do an intimidation roll.
Intimidation. I think I have advantage on that. Yes, I do, because Frost Rune is cool.
Big scary man.
Yes, I am big, scary. That's a 11 and a 21.
All right. So you let out a mighty roar and maybe some jangling too. into the darkness here, and you don't really see any effects from it because you can't see into it, but
All right.
possibly something happened. And Sabrina, we'll just continue with yours, and everything takes 2d6 fire damage.
Oh, my bad.
All right.
Everything burns. The children burn.
Oh, unless you're doing something else, Sigurd, then.
No. That's all. All
Alright.
Do you want me to roll that, or are you rolling?
You
it?
can roll it.
All right, 2d6. 10 fire damage.
So all the cub chews burn.
They're all just like ashes now, huh?
I'll say they're Pokemon and have the fortitude to take an attack like that, but I think everything goes down in here, in the web. And the web is deleted as well.
Yep. That's what the plan was.
And then
that's
she's
what
going
the plan
to
was.
come down here and just kind of try to body block Sigurd.
And you have the torch, I believe, too, so now you
Yeah, so it's kind of coming with her.
Alright. So you can see what's going on down here. Boop. Ooh.
Okay, she sees that, and she's gonna be like, "We got more of them."
Right, and as you shed light on them, they kind of roar at you. They look a little intimidated, though.
Okay.
Alright.
They're like, this man just manhandled the body as I heard the screams of my children.
Alright, then we'll go to Aiden.
Okay. I guess we're just going to continue up this. In the meanwhile, like, most of what I'm doing is just taking pot shots, so.
Do it.
Yep. Another cub chew. Another.
Another child.
Yep.
He's gonna come back to his dad and be like, I took down like 10 children.
Actually, no, not the cub chew. The other one, the big guy.
Wow, there actually is 10 cub chew in this encounter.
All right, I'm gonna take a shot at the bear tick.
Alright.
That'll be a 26. Ouch.
Nice.
That is a miss. Your just shot goes whizzing past it.
The child cannot destroy one of its own.
I wasn't aiming at the child this time.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's the issue.
You gotta keep shooting children.
Oh my gosh.
Don't take that out of context, please.
Okay, and then I'm going to instruct the construct just to sort of move up next to Sabrina to try to give Sigurd some defense.
Alright.
So, assuming I can do that, I'm just going to move up to there. And that'll be it.
Alright. And that was your construct's turn, so.
Mm-hmm. That was both. Yep.
We will go down to Sinbad then.
All right, well, I'm gonna see what's in this room that definitely doesn't have anything of interest.
Alright.
15, 20, 25, 30. And then the Omega question here is actually, it's not really a question. I have to use produce flames in order to see now, don't I?
Yep. And that's only 10 feet, correct?
10 bright, 10 dim.
Alright, so you can see about 20 feet. So, yeah, you don't really see you don't see too much in here.
I mean, this is glowing, isn't it?
No, that is not glowing. Wait. But, yeah, the torch only reaches out dim light to about here.
Yeah, well, I can run over there and check it out next turn.
The thing that you don't know is there. Yes. All right. Cub chews. They are going to dash around here.
No, you'll never get me alive.
And then Sigurd.
Interesting. Okay. I think. Sigurd's just gonna pull out. I guess. Yeah. He doesn't have that. Never mind. I guess he's gonna. You know what? He's gonna cast heroism on himself.
All right. That gives you.
Temporary hit points.
Yeah.
Equal to my Constitution modifier, which is 3. At the start of my turn.
Look at you two and your temporary hit points.
And I don't think he can do anything as a bonus action, so that'll be all.
All right. Then we go to the top of the round. And it worked, the intimidation on this thing, and it's especially how you're just kind of regaining all your vitality back too. So it's going to switch targets, and it's going to go for 1, 2, 3, Aiden, or no, 1, 2, Aiden, 2, 3, 4, the Mecha Gross, 5, 6, Sabrina. 4, that's the Mecha Gross.
All right.
It's going to make an attack roll. It got 14.
It does not hit.
Plink. The ice just plinks off like it would on a Metagross. Or it just like shatters on it. All right, we go to Sabrina next.
Okay, she's gonna move up here and cut off the cub chew, and she's gonna say, "Sib, get your attention deficit tails back here and help us!" And she's going to mind sliver the cub chew directly in front of her.
It got 15.
Okay, that passes.
All right. It rolled really high. All right. So it resists that, and we go to Aiden. Yeah, Aiden. Aiden.
Yep. All right. Funny enough, here this actually works perfectly. First off, I'm going to jump off to the side here, and sort of like if I can cling to the wall. Is that an action? Like I just want to sort of jump off, really.
Yeah, that's fine. That's just your movement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then looking over at Sigurd being all hurt here, it's like, might have something to fix this. And I cast Cure Wounds on Sigurd.
All right, that's a D8 plus your modifier, I believe.
Mm-hmm. That's a D8 plus mod, so you are going to get D8 plus 5. Oh wait, spell attack mod. No, that's correct. Yeah. 8 health.
How do you think you do this? How do you flavor
in
this?
this case, I'm flavoring this as sort of like, no, it's just like fixing machines, isn't it? And I grab. Well, sort of. At first, he looks to grab some of his little tinker tools, and then realizes, well, no, that's not going to work, and then decides instead to effectively grab, say, like a. He tears a bit of his maybe part of his coat just to get like something like a. What's the word of it? It starts with a T.
Tourniquet.
Tourniquet, yeah.
Yeah.
And sort of like starts trying to help bandage some of Sigurd's wounds.
Cool.
Though, as you can't see it, he's using a little bit of magic to help with this.
Maybe it's like one of those in like NASCAR, those pit stops where they just like quickly fix them up.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Wrap a bandage around your neck. You're good.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Cool. Sinbad, you stand over the these fallen bodies that your sister roasted. They're still alive.
Oh wait, I forgot.
I'll
take the. Yeah, I was like, oh wait, I still have help action. I was going to tell him to go run up at the Vertic and punch away.
All right, yeah, I can do that. I totally forgot about that thing. It's not an
In this
initiative.
case, it is me using my bonus action to tell it to do an action, which is how it works.
Yeah.
So that's got the 15 feet. Yeah, it's got 40, so it's fine.
Yeah.
It's going to run up and use Force Empowered Rend.
All right. So it's an
I
attack
hear
roll?
Rend and think Pokia.
It is spell attack modifier to hit, so it is a d20 plus 5. Ah,
Nice.
That is a miss.
well, it tried.
A 12 misses. Now it's Sinbad's turn.
All right.
I
Let's
apologize for my turn.
fire a.
Doc says it was a D8 plus 3 on the healing.
Oh, that.
Oh,
How big is your brain?
I lose 2 health.
I thank you. I have all my stuff written down saying mods, and I read the wrong.
Right. Yeah.
I
you don't
apologize.
have proficiency. Yep. Because. All right.
24. This Cubchoo getting T-jolted.
Which one? The one in front of.
The one in front of Bree.
Can I draw a line towards you?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I guess you can. So, yeah, you hit it. How much does it take?
4.
It falls down for a second, and then it kind of wobbles back up.
Well, that's nice. I'm gonna go have attention deficit disorder now.
Oh, you're really.
Bye. Have fun.
So you see 20 feet in front of you with 10 of it being dim light, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see anything still. It's just a big open cave. All right, we go to the Cubchoos. These two are going to attack your sister, and their tactics are packed.
Wait.
Oh, God.
They're kobolds.
Oh no.
Oh no!
That was a dirty 20 for one of them.
All right. Hang
And-
on. I have 3 duplicates. Okay, so I rolled a D20 and I have to roll higher than a 6 to see. Let's see. Sorry, my first time using
Yep.
mirror image. 10, so that hits an image.
All right, so the first one like passes through a fake one, and the other one got an 18 to hit.
All right, let's see if that hits a mirror. I think the threshold was an 8, so that one also hits a mirror.
All right, so your mirror image coming in dividends is these two slash at both of them, and they just kind of the images just kind of fade away.
All right.
Okay, good job. Then we go to Sigurd.
Ah. All right. Yeah. So now that this Beartic is properly afraid of him, he's just gonna barrel down on the guy. I guess not really, because he's moving at half speed. But
Yeah.
and he's gonna try and shove them to the ground. Actually,
Okay. So that's an athletics.
yes,
Contest.
it's a contested athletics check.
It got a 2, so I don't think it's gonna beat you.
Okay, well I got a 24.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna action surge and try and grapple it.
All right, and that's. Does it have disadvantage or anything with your abilities?
I don't believe so.
But it got another 2, so it's it's grappled.
Well, I got an 18, so
Yeah.
it is prone and grappled.
Yeah. All right. Then we go to its turn, and it's going to just try and attack you, and I believe it has disadvantage because it's prone.
Yes, it does.
Well, there's a 19, and there's a 18. That does not hit
Damn
you.
it, that hits.
Oh,
That
it does hit. All right.
It's not bulletproof unless it's a range attack.
All right. Where's the stat block? All right. It does... It's not that bad. Oh, it is that bad. It does 8 damage.
Oh,
8 damage.
Yeah.
All right. Heroism coming in clutch.
But that is all it can do.
I realized I wanted to try to help with that with the defender, but he already had disadvantage, so there's not much I could do.
Yeah. All right. We go to Sabrina next.
You cut it out. You said Sabrina?
Yeah, Sabrina.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She's going to use Magic Missile again, and she's going to send one of them to this Cubchoo and the other 2 to the other Cubchoo.
Yeah,
All
that's what I was gonna do.
You can't do that. You don't have line of sight.
You underestimate my power.
Don't try it.
D4 plus 3.
Don't try it, says the wall.
Okay, I'm going to send the 1 to the 4 Cubchoo and then the other 2 to the other Cubchoo. So 1 to the 4 and then 5 to the 0.
They both get knocked down. Blech.
Nice.
Blech. And they do make that bleh sound.
Excellent.
Glad to hear it.
Yes, burn the child.
And that's Sabrina's turn.
All right. We go to the next one in line is Aiden in Mechagross.
Okay. Since Sigurd just got hurt again, I'm gonna do the exact same thing I did last turn. Another spell slot for Cure Wounds, except he runs up to Sigurd and just goes, "I just fixed this." And another tourniquet. He's trying. In this case, maybe like directly applying it to where Sigurd's got all these scratches on him, and then he shouts at his Mechagross, "Just topple that thing over!" And let's see. So first off, where would it be? It's the +3 this time, so it's another D8. Okay, Sigurd, you're getting back 5 health.
Thank you. He kind of grunts
Sabrina.
and goes,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
better than you. Better me than you.
And at this point, that's pretty much all that Aiden's going to do. And now the Mechagross.
Yep.
Yep. We'll just do, as I said, what I did last time, which will be another Force Empowered Rend.
All right. Make an attack roll.
Yep, that is a
Stream
spell.
buff.
It uses a spell mod, which is 8 + 5 again. 19.
Stream buffering.
Yeah, just ignore that for now.
19.
That does hit.
You do have advantage, so if you want to
Yeah.
try for crit.
Oh, right, prone.
Prone.
Let's fish with the crit. Nope, almost.
Almost.
And that is 1d8 plus. Funny enough, it's actually the proficiency bonus for this, so it's 2. 10.
10 damage.
Ooh.
Nice.
So your Mechagross just charges this bear tick and does 10 damage to the prone creature. We will then go to Sinbad.
All right, so back in the land of ADHD.
Hey, you can finally get in range.
What's this?
What you see in front of you, Sinbad, is this kind of altar with the stone altar with 2 kind of bird-like effigies on either side, 2 statues. It has like a pointed beak and a crest, a 3-pointed crest on its forehead. And on the altar, there is almost looks like an ice sculpture shaped like these 2 statues. It looks very pristine, and the ice is very clear.
But no shard.
No shard. Nothing that looks like a shard.
All right, well, we're going back.
Oh my god.
ADHD. Bye.
All right.
It's like, well, nothing here.
I think the
This isn't Rafa who'd touch it.
Sigurd, it's your turn.
Okay, so a few things happen. First of all, at the start of my turn, they're grappled, so they take a d4 damage.
All right.
That's 4 damage. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna punch it.
All right.
And I have advantage, so Control C, Control V, 18.
Yep, that hits.
All right, and I'll just add the damage from my big boy mode into this.
All right.
9 damage.
That
So-
it goes unconscious.
All right.
We are out of initiative.
Nice.
And they are going to wake up in that D4 amount of hours.
I doubt we'll be here for more than one.
Now that the pitch of battle is done, you see next to you, Sigurd, now that Sabrina came around the corner, there is what looks like those kind of a more raw form of the meteor fragment that Estelle showed you here, but they were very tiny slivers of it.
Okay.
I imagine he's finding them and Sinbad's coming back out of this cave just like, there's no crystals in here.
Do you see the...
Good to know.
Sabrina turns around and just kind of stomps up to him, and she's like,
What do you think you were doing? We could
I
have
was
died
gonna-
over here, and you would have just been sitting in there looking at whatever the heck is in there. What was in there anyway?
Statue. I was hoping there was the shard in there so we could just take it and run.
I think actually it's the 3 of you chastising him, right?
No.
It's the mirror image.
I think there's
she would have only had
left.
one left, and it's likely going to pop pretty soon.
Yeah. Yeah, so 2 Sabrinas chew you out. Or walking off there.
Sigurd just lets out like a cough as those two are arguing and says, "Well, we found the shards over here if you'd like to come help."
That was awesome.
No, it was
Wait,
not.
what are the stars? And now Aiden immediately just kind of ducks past Sigurd into the room.
Sigurd's just gonna. So are these shards like embedded in the ground, or are they just kind of laying there?
You could easily... They're kind of laying there.
Okay. So yeah, in that case, he just kind of picks them up and places them.
Were
into
these
his
also
bag.
shards then, or
You got lucky, and there's 4 there, Sigurd.
4?
4.
Okay, so-
Mark them as 4 slivers.
So they're
Meteor
called meteor or sliver. Meteor liver. No.
Yeah. When Sabrina comes closer and you look in here, you're like, whoa, and we found some. And then you see over here, and there's a gigantic one fused into the rock. It's about the size of like a basketball.
Well,
Well,
that looks like what we're here for.
And
Aiden's eyes sparkle as he runs over to this thing, trying to now figure out how to get it out.
she just shoves it in her bag.
You cannot do that because it's kind of fused to the rock.
She takes out her pickaxe. She's
All right. So you're gonna start pickaxing this, huh?
not it itself, just the rock around it that is not it.
All right. That's.
So
I'm going to make you do a.
no, because she's going to ask Sigurd to do it.
Before
She's
either
not
of them
stupid.
can-
She knows
Aiden's
she's
gonna
sweet.
cut in.
I was about to say Sigurd kind of like carefully.
Yeah, she pretty
stepped
much
over
just
the-
hands it to him.
Guys, no.
What?
In this case, Aiden asks for the pickaxe and also just kind of motions to his set of smith's tools.
Oh yeah.
Maybe let me handle this.
All right.
She just kind of looked at. Yeah.
Sigurd kind of glances at the pickaxe. Oh, he doesn't actually have smith's tools, but he kind of glances at them and then just kind of hands it over.
I smell a strength
Sabrina
of a
stepped
9.
aside.
I'm
Also, what's over here?
Oh my god.
Oh, and
ADHD.
we're dealing with one thing at a time here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're resolving this first. This is why I don't like putting tokens on the map, because everyone just kind of wanders all over the place.
Yeah.
Okay.
So actually, Sigurd is going to clip out of the map.
Yeah.
Oh. He just T-poses through the wall.
Anyway,
Sorry.
you're gonna try and excavate this thing, Aiden?
Yeah.
All right. So since you're proficient with smith tools and you're using the correct tool, which is a pickaxe, you can make either a sleight of hand or acrobatics at advantage to try.
Ooh, okay. Sleight of hand.
All right.
But you're not a rogue yet.
Shh. Glad I had advantage. 14.
14?
Mm-hmm.
You think it'll take 2 hours to get it out with that?
Oh dear.
Well, we could just kill them all.
Like
It's
you're
gonna-
going at it, but it's probably going to take 2 hours with the rate you're going and just kind of chipping around the rockets fused to.
Right.
Does he kind of?
I'm gonna at least. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely tell them this might take an hour or two. It's kind of fused in here pretty good. It depends if you guys want to wait.
I don't know if we can really afford to with all of those Berdic and Cub Chew just laying there.
Oh,
I
come
don't know how
on.
long they're going to be out.
But we're right
I know
here.
we need it. Just keep going. Let me think.
Sigurd is gonna pick up one of the bear tick and pull some. He has 50 feet of rope on him, so he's gonna pull that out of his bag.
I'm just going to go over to Sinbad now that you're all doing this. Okay. So when you go over here, Sinbad, you see another empty room. I guess you're going in. And there's a less remarkable one, but quite sizable piece of meteor in kind of the same situation. It's fused into the wall, but it's not like the big boy. It's kind of... It's about the size of a baseball, if I were to compare it.
You probably just hear down the hall, I found it!
We found it.
You're not here, Bree!
We found a bigger one.
How do
Pay
you
attention,
know?
you know that.
Alright, can I
Guys,
like
you focus
melt
on this.
the wall and just pull them out?
It's rock.
It's a rock.
let's-
Disgusting rock.
What's the plan?
Let's see.
Sigurd's gonna get some rope, gonna get these bears, and he's gonna try and tie them up.
Honestly, probably the best idea is like if they wake up, we can probably just knock them out again immediately. They don't I don't imagine them waking up is going to have them at full health.
No,
Whack a
yeah,
bear.
but keeping them restrained is also,
Yeah.
it's better than.
Yeah, so we're gonna tie them all up, and then play whack-a-bear as they wake up. I guess.
So what's like? What do you want to gather them all up and then tie the rope around them?
Let's see. He's only got a single thing of 50 foot of rope, so I suppose so. At least with the bear tick. Does Sabrina? Do you have rope as well?
She opens up her bag. She has, I believe she does. Give me. Wait a second. She has 3 bombs.
So you're gonna blow them up.
That is not relevant to this situation.
Well, I'm
Yes,
just
it
saying-
is. Blow up them all in their pile, and we have
let me
no
talk, please.
problems.
What I'm saying is we could use a bomb to blow up the rock around the meteorite because the meteorite is apparently indestructible.
No, it's not.
That would probably damage the cave itself.
Right.
Oh, right.
there's
The whole
that too.
shatter thing. I forgot about that. Okay, anyway, rope. Could have sworn she had... yes. She has 30 feet of standard rope and then 50 more feet. So she's got 80 feet of rope.
Okay, so yeah, if we want to use the 50 feet of rope to tie up one of the 50 feet of rope to tie up the bear tick, and then another bit of rope to tie up all the cub chew, we could try that.
You know what? I think this is important enough that we just use all the rope.
We don't need to use all the rope.
Okay, fine. We'll
Like,
use 100 feet of rope to tie them up.
There's only so much you can tie. Like, I don't want to tie the bear tick together with the cub chew because then the cub chew can probably slip out.
Yeah.
Tie up the children in one, tie up the bears in another. It's not hard.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Sigurd's probably going to drag them over and let you deal with the tying knots because I don't think Sigurd's really dexterous enough to do that.
Well, neither is Bree.
Oh.
You have a dex of a +2.
Better than nothing. I guess actually he does have advantage.
Just
on
give me the
sleight of
help
hand.
action. We'll call it a day.
I suppose so, yeah.
I mean, do we really have to roll for this? It's not like
No.
you're gonna wake up by the time
okay,
you finish tying them up.
All right,
Cool.
so Aiden is chipping away at the basketball-sized meteorite, and the rest of you are tying up these bears.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eye on them too. Just
Build a bear. You see how it works?
So you take 2 hours, and it does not seem like the
Boy.
creatures wake up.
Wait, hold on. We gotta. While that hour's happening,
Okay.
we gotta go show and tell this rock to the sister.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This ice sculpture.
Oh yeah.
The only thing I can think to do is to melt the one in the middle.
She's gonna touch it.
There's like a cup, an idol of this bird kind of here. You see like the 2 wings sticking out of it. It's like those tiki statues.
Would you mind it was like a big ice statue on an altar.
Yeah, it's small. It's like the size of like a mug.
Okay.
And it's made out of solid. It looks like it's made out of solid ice. It has like a long, kind of short beak on it, short triangular beak, and it has like a crest on its head with 3 points, and the 2 wings are coming out. And yeah, that's about it. It's sitting upon this stone altar with 2 statues flanking it that look very similar to it.
Are you gonna Indiana Jones this?
Let's see. She's got the time to cast Identify as a ritual. Would she be able to use one of the shards as a material for it, or does it have to be a pearl?
You can use the shards as a material component.
What a waste.
Well, it doesn't consume it.
Yeah.
It doesn't consume it, yeah.
Yeah, so she's going to ask Sigurd for one of the shards, and assuming he gives it to her, she's going to cast Identify as a ritual on this thing while Aiden is digging.
Goodbye, money.
What do you mean, goodbye, money?
What?
Ritual casting costs money.
No, it does not.
No, it does not. Let's just go. Okay, you have to touch it. Are you willing to do that?
She's channeling Rafa.
The Rafa
She's
time.
gonna touch it.
You're gonna touch it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna switch it back to the D&D screen now. All right, you touch it, and there's nothing magical about it.
All right, it's just a cup.
Or
What about the
freaking pedestal.
All right, I guess we're identifying everything here.
Okay, so you're touching the pedestal?
Yep.
It is not magic.
This statue.
It is not magic.
This statue.
It is not magic.
It's an interesting find, but there's nothing magic about it.
You said it was all made of stone, right? Or was it all made of ice?
The statues and the altar are stone. The little small idol itself it looks like it's made out of ice.
Okay.
All right. Before she picks up the little idol thingy, she's going to inspect for like pressure plates or something like that.
All right, do an investigation check.
+5. 24.
Okay, you don't see any pressure plates or anything, but what you do notice about it is it seems to be kind of a little bit frozen to the altar, and you would wager it maybe need a little bit of strength to maybe get it off of it.
Okay.
Oh, Sigurd's small by this point.
I mean, I can pull it out, or we could just melt it.
Hey, Sigurd?
Sigurd's.
Did you doubt my abilities, Bree?
Sigurd
You're my
kind of looks
brother.
over
Of course
from...
I'm going to doubt your abilities.
All right, well, I'm gonna go pull it out there.
Sib!
You're actually going to try and pull it?
Yeah.
All right, do a athletics check. I assumed you were tipped off, so you know what's affecting it.
A natural 20, baby!
Oh my god.
You doubt my powers?
Incredible.
Maybe because the tip-off that it's a little bit frozen, you give it the right amount of strength that just brings it off, and you got this beautiful ice sculpture in your hand. Might be worth something.
See.
She just kind of makes a pouty face at him.
You know, so this is like a whole kind of like this is a whole like thing going on over here, and Sigurd can obviously see it from over here, where he's watching over all the bears. Okay, so yeah, while this whole time while they've been arguing and stuff, Sigurd's gonna try and sketch out like the pedestal and all that.
All
in
right.
his notebook or something, just to kind of like keep a note of for later.
Yeah. You have a good frame of reference because you actually have the little idol, so you could definitely recreate this in a sketchbook.
All right.
Sounds
good.
I'm going to assume it's melting in my hands.
It is not, because it's freezing.
Do you want to hold on to that, or do you want to put it in the bag?
I figured we want to put it in the bag in case
All right. She lets him.
meltable.
It is in the bag.
Are you going to wait out the 2 hours? You're free to short rest if you do.
Do we have another pickaxe?
I was gonna short rest. Yeah.
No, just the one Bree has, I think.
I don't think Sigurd bought a pickaxe, unfortunately.
Except Aiden,
Yeah,
he
no.
cannot short rest.
Right.
Yeah. Because I want to go hammer out the other one if we can.
Oh yeah. No
Yeah,
rest.
Well,
that's
she
more
does
than-
have a hammer.
I'll take my chances with the hammer.
You're gonna
Alright,
try
so
and unfuse it to the wall with a hammer.
If you're trying to do that, Sigurd would point out that he is also competent with those sorts of tools. If you want to watch over the group of bears instead.
That would be wise.
Yeah.
Even though I am obviously the strongest one in the party because I can pull out tiny ice sculptures.
I mean,
Okay,
if you
so
feel
the
like you'd
siblings
be...
are gonna watch the bears
I mean, do you know what my tool proficiencies are?
Playing cards.
Yes.
If you'd feel like you'd be better suited, you be my
No,
guest.
go ahead. Don't go ahead.
We got this. Besides, I can play cards with her while we're waiting on the bears.
What the? Sorry. What?
I heard that.
Dun dun dun.
All right.
Moving along.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, moving along.
So yeah, Sigurd's gonna go.
All right.
And yep, there we
All
go.
right, so you can make a sleight of hand or acrobatics. All right, I guess you're using a hammer. You don't get to have it with advantage, though.
Okay. Well, I get advantage anyways because of Cloud Rune.
Mm.
You said sleight of hand?
Or acrobatics.
Yes. Sleight of hand I have advantage on. Although I do have a -1. I don't know.
Question is,
Oh.
That's a 0. And a 14.
Okay, you think it'll take about the same amount of time. It'll take 2 hours for you to do this. All right, so you're going to wait out the 2 hours. You cannot make a short rest if you do this, though.
That's fine.
All right. All right, so 2 hours go by, and they do not wake up. And you both, almost like in synchronization, unlodge these two things. Aiden's being more miraculous than yours, of course, but you have this meteor shard, like, almost the size of you, Aiden.
Guys, I want to keep this one.
No, we're not keeping it.
But
We came out here to get it for her, and we're giving it to her.
Then one of the small ones.
We have
Yeah.
plenty of small ones.
Yeah, we have 4 small ones. Everyone should get one.
All right. And so what do you want to do after that is done?
So how many of the small ones did I get actually?
You
Or
got
like the
4.
medium size? So
Oh.
4 more?
You have one here that is
Okay.
put stone, and you have 4 slivers.
Okay. I gave one of them to Bree, so mark that. I assume you're marking that down? Or did you give
Yeah.
it back?
Well, if you let her keep it, she will.
Yeah, he'll let her keep it.
Okay, she'll keep it.
We all want a sliver.
Okay, she'll keep it.
We
so
all
we've
want
got
a sliver.
slivers, stone, and what is this big one?
Omega.
All right. What do you want to do after that?
Sigurd's probably gonna go get his rope back, and then we can go
Yeah,
ahead
Bree's
and
gonna
leave.
get her rope back, assuming they still look like they're knocked out. Can she make a medicine to check to see if she can figure out how much longer they've got to get out of there?
All right. Make a medicine check.
Okay.
Are the children stirring?
13.
You do see them occasionally move every now and then, but not getting up.
I don't think we have a lot longer, guys. Let's get out of here as fast as we can. Without, slipping and falling all the time.
Gladly.
Okay, so we're gonna get out.
All right. And how do you plan on doing that? Because it's an incline.
It's an incline.
To
Yeah,
face
you're
it.
gonna have to metagross ferry yourselves
I was
over.
about to say.
So Sigurd is gonna pull out 2 pythons and just kind of use that to pull himself up.
All right.
So
Who's
he's
the
gonna,
first?
Like,
Who's the first one going up?
I mean, I guess it would be Sinbad because he's got no ailments.
All right. All right.
Aiden's
So
not
the
gross.
metagross is, or you're going up by yourself, right?
Yeah, Sinbad would go up first to check it out.
All right. When you get up there and to the mouth of the cave, you hear a voice come from the outcroppings on the side, and 2 magpies and a nidorino walk out from there, saying, "Hey there." They look they look a little disheveled. They have a few scars on their face. They're wearing bandanas.
Are you from the Expedition Society?
The Nidorino pipes up. Yeah, we're from the Expedition Society.
Cool.
What were you doing down there?
Oh, we were exploring, expeditioning.
Did you find anything down there?
A bunch of ice bear tick and some rocks.
Ah, rocks, huh? Could you,
Yeah.
could you take your bag off and leave it on the ground for me? So all three of them pull out daggers.
So you're not from the Expedition Society. Sure.
You pull off your bag.
Yeah, I'm obviously gonna keep my luck stone on me. I wear that.
You wear it.
Yeah.
The stone, too.
It's a rock.
Yeah. I want it.
You want a rock.
Is the Metagross going up the...
Yeah, that's what I'm asking now.
Well, let's assume Aiden's probably going up with the Metagross since that's his method of getting up. So
Okay, so you start going up, and you see the scene of these three Pokemon holding Sinbad at dagger point. And, and then one of the Magby puts his one of his fingers to his lips when he looks at you. And two of them draw the other Magby draws closer to Sinbad.
oh dear. I'm trying to think of what I want to do here. Oh no. Given the scene now and that, Sinbad's kind of being held at dagger point, Aiden's looking a little more scared of this, realizing just what's going on, and he kind of wants to yell. They could probably very much see that he's about ready to yell.
That's what he's still making that gesture, but he's pointing the dagger at Sinbad's neck now.
And that's when he decides not to say anything, realizing now the gravity of the situation. So he's gonna keep going up as normal, but he's frantically trying to think of something to do.
Do you wish to do anything, Sinbad?
I mean, I can basically just more or less just say
Stream died again, by the way.
no.
Don't worry. Just
Oh, come on.
don't worry about that. Just let's continue with the session.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You're not in as strong a position as you think you are.
Drop all your stuff. I'm not going to ask you again.
I'm gonna shove him.
Let's roll for initiative again.
All right then.
Only Aiden and Sinbad are in this one. You can all roll just in case, but
I mean, I assume we're both climbing up just slowly. Well, I guess not.
No, only you can do that.
Yeah.
No, the Metagross is supposed to ferry you up.
A 15 and a 17. We are ninja.
I'll get
13, 14, 15, 70. You ruined it, Ice.
You are now officially faster than the fox, but not that fox.
That was a different.
Not that fox. Okay. Does the shove still happen, or how is that?
It doesn't. It's not surprise, so it's just initiative.
Okay.
I guess you guys are not here yet. Let's get that construct out again.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. So, yeah, there's no grid on here. just use the ruler. So it'd be kind of like this, actually. You're kind of going up, and one's right there. This one's kind of shushing you. So it's that. All right, I'm going to roll for them. They got low.
Oh, gotta go put ourselves back in initiative, Ice.
Oh, yep.
Oh, wait, that was you. I'm to 15.
Here you go.
Copy.
Oh, you'll just do it that way.
Oh, thank you.
Control T, Control V.
Oh, right. You can actually just do that here. Where did it go?
The rest of you can do it as well. It's just
Yeah, we did. I just don't have a token for it.
Here you go.
I
Thank
can't
you.
Control C, Control V for
Yeah,
some
neither can I. I'm confused how you did that.
You got to use that highlighting, the select tool underneath the hand.
Oh, okay. That would make
Oh,
sense.
what?
Yeah,
Weird.
some hacks there.
Omega hacks.
I'll just have them go on the same one. So yes, you do go first in initiative. You can shove them if you want.
Well,
I guess Aiden goes first.
mm-hmm.
Although, isn't he not doing anything?
That's up to him. If he sees you're about to shove him, then
Sees Sinbad reel his arm back. It's just like everyone dies.
In that case, Aiden jumps off of the. He jumps off of the Metagross, and then takes a shot at the Nidorino,
all right.
and then yells at the Metagross to go help Sinbad.
All right. No, make an attack roll.
20 plus 6. 12.
That might hit. Just a second. Where is my step blocks? You got a 12? That hits him.
Wow. Okay, and 8 plus 4.
5 damage.
Nice.
Boop.
It's something. And as I said, bonus action to tell the Metagross here to go help out. So,
So are we actually outside now?
Yes, you're at the cave is right here.
2, 3, 4. Okay, it's
I guess I should switch the views.
gonna try to get between the two of them, assuming this is how they're positioned. It's kind of weird to the grid, but
Just use the measuring tool and
yeah,
yeah.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
So it's 20. Is the Nidorino considered large?
He's a medium.
Oh. Okay, he's just slightly off grid as well. In that case...
See the results of that one coming back, by the way.
Yeah, I figured.
Free.
It's going to take the dodge action here, actually.
All right. Then we will go to Sinbad. You're shoving him?
Yeah.
All right. Make an athletics check contested by his.
We're gonna get another natural 20, and he's gonna get so prone.
He got a 6.
I got an 8.
He goes prone to the ground.
All right, and I guess I'll move over here.
All right. You're still staying within his range?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I don't want to take no offings.
All right. Sigurd, by this time you can hear the commotion going up there, and I will. Ugh. So, I'll give you two options here. You could either just make a straight up acrobatics roll, and you'll make it halfway, or you could take disadvantage, and you can at least get to the top of this if you pass it.
Okay, well, okay. So how about that? So again, Sigurd is using pythons to make his way up instead of like actually, like, you know, stabilizing himself on the ground.
Mm-hmm. I'll make it lower. I'll make the check lower because of that.
Okay.
Use your arms.
I mean, I can't. I have to use my feet here. If I was using my arms, I'd be fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the normal because I might not even get this.
All right.
10.
Well, you made it because that's without the Vedans. So you make it halfway.
Okay.
All right.
Actually, could I have dropped 2 pythons for Sabrina as well?
Yep. Sure.
Okay. That's my whole turn.
We then go to the Magby's turn, and it's going to move here, and it gets to make 2 melee attacks. Oh, it got it! Oh my
Shield.
God! Oh,
Shield.
It got a nat 20 with one of them.
Well, there goes the spell slot.
But the other one
Can't
will
you just, like, swoosh away when you cast a spell, though?
Oh, true.
That's only with a
okay.
Level
No
spell.
table talk during someone's turn.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, and the other one is a 21. That wasn't a nat 20. And it's going to use sneak attack with that nat 20.
Oh no.
Yeah, the shield did not help me.
So first, it does 11 damage.
So on a scale of 1 to 20, I'm looking at about a 0.
You're KO'd
Yeah.
with just the.
I had exactly 11 HP.
The sneak attack does 10, so you're down.
Lord.
Then it is not going to kill you. It's just trying to take your stuff. So it does not go in for another attack, but it's staying there. The other one's going to go over towards Aiden, and it's going to attack him twice. It misses, and I think it gets a... What is that? +4. Does a 14 hit?
That one was prone, so...
Oh, yeah, it had to get up. You're right. You are correct. Is that 15 feet? It is 15 feet. It could make it there.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. All right.
But-
Does a 14 hit?
No.
No, okay. So it
Does Mechagross have oppies?
yes,
Yeah.
it could make an oppie.
It's gonna use that reaction then to take that oppie.
All right.
So that's just the +5, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. 15.
That does hit him.
Nice. And that goes for... It was 8 + 2. I have to effectively take care of 2 characters at once.
How much
5
damage? 5 damage. All right. So it takes a hit as it runs by. All right. I guess, Sabrina, you would be aware what's happening now. And
All right. Since she's aware of what's happening, you had an "and" statement there.
Yes, I'll give you the same stipulation as Sigurd. You could try and push your way up, but you take disadvantage, or you can go up normally and you just be maybe halfway. But if you have something else creative you may want to do, you could get up faster.
Yeah, I'd kind of like to vortex warp Sigurd out into the battlefield.
Okay, yep, that works. As long as he's consenting to the vortex warp.
Absolutely.
All right, you only see kind of the mouth of the cave, so you can get him right at the top. So he'd be right here, and you see this scene going on, Sigurd, where Sinbad is down. He seems to be being mugged right now. This thing looks like it's going for his stuff. Aiden is doing battle with this other one, and this Nidorino has not acted yet, but is surprised as you just kind of materialize there. And you still have movement, Sabrina, so you could still try this.
All right. I'm going to do the acrobatics thing.
All right. Well, are you doing it normal, or are you trying?
I was going to do it normal, so I got a 4, so that fails.
Yeah, you run up, and then you just kind of slide back down.
Well, you do it not at all.
Okay, this guy seeing the big bulky guy appearing he's gonna grab Sinbad's bag, and then he's gonna try and run. So that would be at 15. He gets to about there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to point out he has not really stolen it very much of value.
All right. Aiden, it's your turn.
All right. So I'm going to start with a bonus action because this makes more sense since we can all see that he's grabbed the bag and started running, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to yell at the construct to go and try to tackle him.
Okay.
And it's a free action in this case to say draw a dagger.
Yep.
All right. Would that count as an offhand, or am I able to like swap the crossbow and dagger here?
You could definitely. You can like hold the crossbow in one hand and the dagger.
Okay. Yep. I'm gonna strike the Magby with the dagger.
All right.
Which this is not magical, so I got to use my Dex mod instead, which is just a 2. So that's a +4 plus proficiency.
What'd you get?
Well, that does, I assume that doesn't hit. It was a 7.
Yeah, that does not hit. And the Metagross is gonna go in.
Yep.
It's 25 feet, so I assume it can reach.
Yeah.
All right. Oop.
Put the mech across where you want it to go, man.
And shove.
Gonna try and shove him to the ground. Okay. He got a 3.
Let's see. It's a athletics check, you say?
Yeah.
All right. Let me just double check everything here on the off chance, but I see that the mod's just up 2, so +2. 9.
Yep, he goes down on the ground. You also notice they're wearing the crampons as well, the cleats.
Okay.
All right. So
Dang it. That was my hope, was they didn't have crampons, so they couldn't get up.
all right. So then we go to Sinbad. So make a death saving throw.
Oh goodness.
Oh man. Nice.
That's 1 fail.
Oh dear.
Sigurd.
All right, so, Sigurd is, first of all, let's see. Yeah, he's just gonna use his bonus action to go big.
All right.
So he's big now. Yep. The little Mario sound effect. He's gonna go over here, and he's just gonna give Sinbad the greater healing potion.
Okay. Yeah, you That's 20 HP.
20 HP.
I'm back to full, baby.
There you go.
There you go. You're back on your feet, soldier.
And oh yeah, I moved there. I shouldn't have moved there. Oh well. Yeah, no takebacks. I assume.
Where do you want to move?
I wanted to move like right here instead.
Well, that's okay. If it's just your
Okay.
movement, I don't care where you move.
Okay, that's all.
All right. The Magby's turn. So you're still probably prone, Sinbad, and since you're conscious, he's gonna try and wrestle the stone from you. So we're gonna say it's gonna be a grapple, contested by his athletics.
Trying to rip my necklace off. Very rude.
He got a 14.
Oh my
So
god.
this is another athletics.
Athletics or acrobatics?
Acrobatics or athletics, since he's just trying to take something from you.
All right, 19.
Yep, you seize it, and he's gonna try and run. Actually, he's gonna use disengage, and then he's gonna move 30 feet.
I was gonna say, oh yeah, time to whack him with a dagger. Then I remembered the guy's running away with my daggers.
Dang.
No, yeah, he's got everything.
Not everything.
No.
The other one is gonna use its cunning action to disengage, and it's going to try and dash 60 feet. Sabrina. The Nidorino has the bag.
Oh, the Nidorino has your wallet.
All right, so I got to make the dex thing to get up.
Yeah, normal to get halfway, a disadvantage if you want to try to get farther.
I'll try to get all the way. I mean, at this point, it's either get up now and be useful, or get up. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Okay. There's
but
that, but hang on, my fingers got lost on my keyboard.
oh, so you almost get there, but then you just kind of
Rip.
slip down like a slippery
Does someone
slide.
want to give me inspiration?
No, we don't have that here.
I mean,
Ice does.
you gave me an inspiration at the start.
Yeah, but that's your inspiration.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's
should
not
have
like
used it to shove a man with your robot.
Oh, it's not like actual D&D inspiration where you can give it to someone?
No.
I'll say you could do it. You can give it if you want to. It's your choice, Ice.
In this case, it's probably actually better that you get up here to be able to help. So yeah.
All right.
I'm like, the session's gonna end after
Let's
this.
be
There's
lower.
nothing left.
Yeah, it's lower.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you slip down right back to the bottom of this dark cave. I guess you have the torch, so you're fine. Okay. We go to the Nidorino, he has to get up.
Mhm.
Get up.
And so he only has 15 left. So he can only move 30 because he has half movement because he got up from prone. And he's going to go here. All right. Aiden, it's your turn.
I can't afford to use a bonus action right now. I need to be able to use the thing to keep you in the Nidorino. I'm gonna try to take let's see, that's perfect. That's 70 feet. That's perfect. I'm gonna use the crossbow then to just take a shot at him in the back. 20 plus 6. 18.
That hits.
And let's see, 8 plus 4. 9.
9 damage. Let me see here. He looks bloodied. Well, about to go down.
In that case, seeing that he looks like he's almost ready to topple, I'm going to yell at the Mechagross again, just basically screaming, "He needs to stay down!"
Okay. Are you going to shove him or attack him?
Going to attack him in this case. So I assume there's going to be an Oppie here because of the Mechagross in range of the Magpie.
Yes. He's going to.
Okay. Still going to take that Oppie. Needs some distance.
It only gets 10.
That doesn't hit.
All right. Yeah, you can get up to the Metagross, definitely. Or the Nidorina.
20, and I'm actually going to go all the way around to the front of him. And then just going to try to knock him out.
All right. Ooh, we got him. Can you do
How good did we got him?
That's the question. How good we got him? 8 plus 2. 4.
4 got him.
Yeah, that's 18. He goes down.
Ooh.
Oh man!
Was that lethal? Or were you trying to?
No, that was. I said just knock him out.
All right, he's down on the ground. He drops the bag. Sinbad, it's your turn.
All right, I'm going to use my bonus action to melt down one of my spell slots into sorcery points, which will give me back 2 of them. And then I'm going to spend one of them to empower Shatter the Magpies.
All right. They are Constitution saving throws in their future.
Yes.
One got a 16. One got a natural 20.
Dang.
I'm going to re-roll the 2.
Ooh.
They're going to take a lot of damage either way.
They take half.
So 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So they both take 11.
All right. So 16 and 11. All right. The one on the left, it kind of stumbles a little bit, and we're in that same situation. It still looks like it's.
And then I'm going to run over here and then fly up here with my 10 feet of flying.
Okay, on the downed tree. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sigurd, it's your turn. You saw this massive explosion that you could hear for just miles. And like part of the stream here, there's just like a big crack in it, like a crater by the Magby.
Oh, great. It is still, there is still ice on the ground.
Yeah, there's still ice. It's frozen solid.
So it's still slippery. Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, you know what? It doesn't say how long it is. Can never mind. We'll try that.
He's trying to do an LOL funny.
I want to do a funny, but we'll do that some of it. He's just gonna move up. I think this is like 15 feet. That's correct.
Yeah.
And let's see. What is the range on hand axes?
I think it's 20.
20? Dang it. Is it?
Oh, it's 20 and 60 long range.
20, 60 long range. I think that was 15 feet. Maybe. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I wouldn't be able to get to Well,
you could
actually,
probably get to. You could probably get to here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that in range?
Let's
Almost,
see. Who
kind
are
of.
you aiming at?
The 11. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it's 20 feet.
Okay, so he's just gonna toss a hand axe at him.
All right, make an attack.
I'm
roll.
not sure how this is non-lethal, but it is.
We
10.
make the argument that they're a little sturdier than
10.
humans. That misses.
So no.
It just planks on the ice.
Mm-hmm.
Does he crack the ice underneath him?
That's it.
All right. This one is going to grab the bag. That's 15 feet. 15. And then it's going to use its cunning action to move 30 more feet.
So wait, that's not a dodge or a disengage.
So, Mecha Gross.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oppie,
Yep.
Oppie,
Yo.
please.
I totally forgot about that, so I'll take that.
Yeah. Here, we'll actually do that.
Yeah, there we go.
Because I thought the Mecha Gross was the back.
Oh,
Yeah,
Why-
that's what I thought too.
That's a bag. Okay.
What did it
That's
get?
19.
19. That hits and it goes down because
Okay.
it has 1 HP left.
Yay.
one left.
Seeing this happen, the other one's like, I'm going. We don't want your stuff. And then he starts booking it.
All right.
He can go 90 feet. I don't think anything is within his range, so he's gonna. He's basically running. Are you gonna pursue him?
No.
I mean, if he's running towards the bag.
No. Seeing his numbers diminish, he's quite intimidated.
Okay.
You win.
All right. Sabrina is still stuck down there.
Oh.
Guys, what's going on?
I'm
Uh-oh.
gonna go get my thing so I can go get some rope to let down to the fox.
All right. I'll say you get out there. I'm not going to make you make checks to try and get out there.
Just
What the heck happened?
You see two bodies on the ground.
Bandits is what happened.
They tried to rob us.
Well, let's see if they like it.
And she's gonna go see if they have anything valuable on them.
Wait, what?
They have daggers on them. They have, let's see here. They have a total of 10 gold amongst them.
Ooh,
Okay.
money.
And they both have a Queen of Hearts. Just like a playing card.
Oh, those are mine.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't care
cool.
about these. You can have these.
Mm.
Are we supposed to take whatever's on them?
Well, if you don't want their money, I'll take it.
I meant taking from them in general.
Well, they're gonna have a taste of their own medicine and see if they ever want to do it again.
So,
Did you say they had crampons?
They do
We're
have
gonna
crampons, yes.
Okay, I'm taking those.
oh my gosh. Bree, they're gonna die without those.
Sucks to be them.
Bit much.
Alright, so I'm confiscating their daggers, so now I'm the sorcerer with 4 daggers.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So I guess that we have
But fine,
taken.
if you want to leave them with something.
She's going to leave the 2 pythons that Sigurd gave her next
They
to
each
him.
get 1 piton.
Fine.
She'll give them each 2.
All right, and
Wait.
you're gonna leave them there?
Is there? I mean, they obviously are dressed for the cold, correct?
Yes, they are.
Is there anywhere kind of like, I guess, like would be, like that Sarah kind of like notices would be like warm, like a little bit warmer, like maybe covered from the snow and all that, like under like a tree or an bush or something?
The cave.
No.
No, considering what's in the
but
cave.
something that doesn't have bears in it.
Not really, because it's just kind of open wilderness, and there's a few like outcroppings on that go into the cave, but
Well, at the very least, we probably want to get them off the cracked river.
Okay, get them off the cracked river and put them under a tree. Like
I was going
No.
to say, yeah, the tree probably.
Under the tree.
Do they have any sort of blankets or anything in their, like,
No.
in their bags?
they seem
No.
to be just set up to mug people with just daggers.
They probably have a
Feel
base
about this.
camp. They probably have a base camp nearby.
Hmm.
Otherwise,
Are
they
there
would have a bedroll and things like that, like they were trying to steal from me. Honestly, they would have only gained like $25, and everything else would have been useless to them unless they wanted more Queens of Hearts.
Sigurd's gonna take out his blanket and just wrap them around in it.
Okay.
I think it would be better if we just brought them to.
You
To
think
wake
you
up.
could carry the whole way, Sig?
How long is the trek back?
8 hours.
Like 8 hours or
8
more.
hours.
In other words, they're going to wake up.
Okay.
tie them to the mech.
Oh, no.
Sigurd pauses for a moment, deliberating. And yeah, he's just gonna pick them up.
All right.
Oh,
All right. Are you gonna go back to the Calder?
Yeah. All right, time for another 8-hour walk.
What are they gonna do with them there?
They probably have a cell of some sort, or we can just let them go.
I don't think they do.
They're gonna wake up.
We'll find out.
Well, we'll just knock them out, back out.
All right. So you're going at a normal pace.
Yeah, I'd say so.
All right. Roll 2d8,
Okay.
or just
Which of
1d8
us?
actually.
oh.
All of the humans or Pokemon?
Just the
all
players.
of us. You know what I mean.
Okay.
7, 6, 5, 7.
Dang it.
7765. Let's go.
Okay, so these guys wake up.
Uh-huh.
They're like, let us go, let us go.
Do you want to
Sigurd will-
die out here, or do you want to get somewhere safe?
No, actually, Sigurd will drop them.
As soon as you drop them, they disengage and run away.
Okay,
All right.
that's fine. Actually,
What's your passive perceptions again?
highest was
11.
14, I believe,
Yeah.
from the Metagross.
9 and 14.
So as you're kind of trekking back, you could see someone is following you.
Is it the Magpie?
Something small is kind of like ducking behind the little snow hills.
I mean, Magpie's pretty small.
The
I suppose we. I get who is this that notices? I assume the Metagross.
Who? Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
okay. Oh, okay. Well, I already revealed it. So,
Well-
Aiden, you notice it.
Maybe the Metagross is being a little more twitchy about something. Gets pointed out by that in a way.
Yeah, you notice it kind of like its eyes wander over towards like a little snowbank and you see something move.
It could probably like nudge a.
He, since there's something out there, he kind of tries to whisper to the rest of the group.
Guys, I think something's following us.
Great, another one.
I don't know.
Do I have to spin more webs?
Do you want me to just try to warp it out somewhere in the open so we can see what it is? If it's close enough? Is it close enough?
Yes,
Close enough.
it definitely is close enough.
Oh my god.
Is it close enough? Is it close enough? Is it close enough?
It would be close enough by the distance it's following you.
Okay, so you want her to do that, guys?
Sure.
Sure.
All right, she's gonna try to warp it out like maybe 30 feet in front of them.
What kind of saving throw is it?
I believe that's a Constitution saving throw.
Oh yeah, it fails.
Okay.
So as you look behind you and just warp, all of a sudden, what appears in front of you is a very familiar sight. You see, first it says, "What the hell?" And you see a familiar, small, fuchsia-colored face, small body with wiry limbs, with its hands in its pockets, and the thick parka it's wearing.
An impidimp?
And
Wait.
long pointed ears with a single nostril on its nose. You remember this impidimp from your first mission together with Aiden's father. He was the second in command in a bandit group and attempted to get you to kill the leader by holding Estelle, the Natu you know, who is sending you on this mission, hostage, which resulted in you in persuading the leader to go deal with the impidimp himself, and got two sides of this bandit infighting for supremacy, murdering each other, with this impidimp side coming out on top, which afterwards you simply knocked out the one still standing and had them arrested. And he says to you, hey guys!
What are you doing here?
Oh, I should ask you the same question.
Well,
We were invited here.
yeah, last I checked, you were supposed to go to jail.
Oh, yeah, I totally was. Funniest thing happened. I was gonna rip you guys off, but then your faces were familiar, and not the green kid, but the rest of you. And then I realized, oh, who are you? I couldn't put my finger on it, and then I realized you were the ones from the cave with Clog, right?
Yep, that would be us.
We most certainly are.
Aiden's brow furrows. You just... Guys,
Yeah.
we are going to bring it back in, aren't we?
Why are you out here, and why were you following it?
Well,
I suppose
at
you
first-
explained why.
At first I was I was just trying to put my finger on who you were, but then, well, to be fair, I was quite pissed at you for getting me arrested. And well, don't hold that against me. I've changed. I'm a new Mon. All right. You did some things. I did some things. There are good people on both sides. Okay. But yeah. Well, you see, when I was arrested, I just said I needed to take a leak, and then next thing I know, I was getting saved by a bunch of other bandits, and they took me here.
So the Queen of Hearts operates out of the air continent.
The Queen. She just goes by the Queen. How'd you know about her? Oh, you probably heard about her. Damn.
Yes, we've heard about her. So
Yeah.
you work with her then?
Oh, yeah, she's way better than that butthead Clog. Way better. She shows me some respect. We have a town. We can do anything we want. We could gamble. There's fighting pits. It's the life. No coppers to come get us. You should come join and talk to her. She can give you anything.
How about no?
Well, it's your loss.
It's illegal.
No, it's not. Who's enforcing the law here?
We've already had an unfavorable encounter with, some of your allies here.
They
we
must
were
have
to go
gone
back-
down easy.
If we were
They're
to-
just a bunch of newbies picking off green people. And no offense or anything, but you guys look green. Especially the kid
Sick.
there.
I was about to say Sigurd looks.
I don't get it.
Well, you dealt with them, right?
Regardless, we have a job to do, and we're already working for someone else for the time. Well, for the moment.
Well, if you ever want to talk to the queen, I'm in with it. I can probably arrange a meeting with her. Just so because you know it's a funny thing to say, but getting arrested was the best thing that could have happened to me.
Is that so? So,
Yeah.
why exactly is the queen here anyway? Why is she just here to, rob people?
She's here because. And he blanks out for a moment. I totally forget. Give an insight check. Everyone could do this.
Okay.
All right.
Forget. Yes, I forgot too.
18.
16.
3, no 4.
So Sinbad and Sigurd, what you kind of notice is it's like he did know, but he forgets, and you don't think it's because he's dim. You think it's because something happened to him to make him forget, because he looks like he's really pining over it and a little confused. That doesn't matter.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's the life out here, and he's just opens his arm to the wasteland.
Is there some sort of I guess affliction, spell, anything of that sort affecting you?
No, I don't deal in any of that stuff.
When he says spell, Bree is going to, she's going to say,
Hey, you got about 10 minutes?
Well, I'm a little on the clock, but well, what's in it for me?
We get to find out if you're under some sort of brainwashing.
Do persuasion.
Great job, Bree.
alright, I think she's got a 0 here, yeah.
Yo.
9.
Yo.
Oh, no.
He says, I don't know. I don't want to stick around and do nothing.
Well, I guess...
I assume that she gave you one of these, and Sinbad kind of flips the Queen of Hearts between his fingers.
Oh, that's a calling card.
So
Yeah,
she
I have
leaves
one
them
too.
behind, or she just gives them out to her members to know who's who?
He pulls one out. He's kind of has his hands in his pocket like a little delinquent, and he just pulls out one, and he has one too.
You know what would be fun? Why don't you play a game of cards with my brother?
Well, we should gamble for it then if we're gonna... What do you wager?
We could just do something small, 5 gold each.
Good, because all I have is 5.
I'm gonna use the money from the other bandits.
Very cool.
All right. So yeah, I could play a quick game of cards. So let's deal with the card game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to...
She's going to be ritual casting detect magic while this is happening.
All right. So first make a insight check with him, contested by his insight, and you have proficiency because you're gaming set.
Let's see. So then that'll be 11. Nice roll, dice parser.
Okay, you get 1. Now do a history check to deal with the moves. He got a 13.
History. Well, that ain't good. Natural 20.
No, you beat him because you got 2 out of 3. But let's just do it. Just do a deception. He got another 13.
Deception.
Okay. He has a pretty good poker face, but you still manage. He looks like he's winning, but you've cleaned his clock in terms of beating him in this card game. Sabrina, you're ritual casting and use detect magic.
Yeah, on the impidimp. Or, well, I guess it doesn't matter what I'm using it on. I just detect in the 30 feet area.
Yes, there is magic coming off of him, and it's enchantment.
Got it.
Oh,
And
man.
not the cards.
No, it's
like-
on him.
Okay.
He says, "Oh man." He just reluctantly hands over 5 gold. You sure you don't want to play again? I don't have. Well, I do have my gear, and that's kind of rare. And
Listen here, listen, buddy. As a consolation prize, you might want to be aware that you are, in fact, under the effect of some kind of enchanting spell.
I don't even know what that is.
Long story short, someone's playing with your brain, and you're probably being messed with.
No, I'm totally. What are you talking about?
That's probably why you forgot.
Oh, I don't feel any different.
That's kind of the point of an enchantment spell.
Look.
You don't know what's happening to you.
You said you.
What was that?
You said you. Well, you knew why Queen was here.
Oh yeah, she's gonna take over the ice continent. I mean, nobody has it, so why not, right?
All right.
Just claiming it for herself.
Well, he's got
And
us
you
there,
don't-
go boys. I think we should probably head back to Calder now.
Yeah.
You said you met Queen, correct?
Yeah, I could. Well,
Do you know what she looks like?
I thought I did.
Should you know what she looks like?
I did. I could have sworn I saw her, but I didn't.
Enchantment spell.
I don't know. I'm not getting anything bad out of this deal, so if it's an enchantment spell, whatever.
Well, just keep your head on. We just wanted you to know,
Yeah.
Make sure no one was duping you.
Yeah, just come by the ruins if you just mention my name. My name's well, I went through many names. It was like Butthead or Armpit Air. The last one Clog gave me was Snot. So just ask for Snot if you go to the old ruins, and no one will hassle you.
We'll keep it in mind.
Yeah. Did you see any other newbies heading in this direction? By the way, no reason.
What kind of newbies? Are we talking about the greenies? Like, you talking about us?
Oh no, just the ones that got off the Lapras and are heading towards the Expedition Society or anything. Did you see any of those go that way?
Yes,
we tell you.
did. No.
Oh, okay.
Other than the bears, we haven't seen anything at all.
All right. We win some, you lose some. Well, I'll tell you what. I gotta go, but I hope I see you guys later. I owe you. And he kind of finger guns you, and he's like walking off.
Sigurd gives a slow wave as they leave.
Yeah.
And just quietly to the rest of the group, since he's out of earshot at this point.
I don't like him.
You shouldn't.
Then why didn't we do something?
Well, he's technically
we-
right. This is no man's land, and there are no laws here.
We would have to become the law, which, unless you have the ability to make a jail cell and find a way to feed the prisoners and do a jury and judge justice system, I
He's
don't.
clearly stealing from people.
But we stole $5 from him.
Uh,
Okay, well, stole isn't the right word because
Possession.
he agreed to it. But you know what?
does
We
the
do not
town-
have the ability to be the justice system.
Aiden kind of
Um,
gestures in the direction of the two that were knocked out, in the direction of Snot, and then just his arms kind of go limp.
Does
But-
the town have a justice? The town have a jail?
You don't know that.
Does it have anything?
I'm
He's
like,
asking
wouldn't Aiden
Oh.
know?
Yeah, he's asking Aiden.
No, it does not.
They should have something. They don't, but they should.
Then,
And then
well,
who are the justice system? Because we know that on the other continents, it's their respective society or federation, but we don't have any regulation out here. Who would we consort with, or would we make our own?
the best we could have done was scare them into trying and doing something less dubious. Yeah, the only thing we could have done beyond that is, well, we couldn't have done anything beyond.
Look, Aiden, we tried to do the best that we could, and the best that we could would be to bring them back to, I forgot the name of the town.
Calder.
Calder.
Bring them back to Calder so that they wouldn't die out here in the snow, but they woke up and they ran off, so, I mean, there's nothing we can really do. Come on, let's get going.
Yeah.
His shoulders just kind of slouch, and he moves towards the Metagross to climb up and prepare for the trek back.
All right. You get back to Calder with no incidents, since no one got a 1. And you have your quarry. Do you want to go to Estelle, or do you want to just pack up for the night? Because it's getting to nighttime now, this little expedition here.
Well, I mean, we're in town. It should be pretty safe. So
Yeah.
we can just stop by her house.
By the way, did we divvy up the $20, 5 each, or is Bree hoarding it?
She was waiting for you guys to say something, but she will give out 5 to each person without making a hassle out of it.
Wait, when do we get 20?
Oh, you're right. We only got 15.
Yeah.
All right, you guys each get 5 because I won 5 off of.
What if we just What if we just wait until after? We
Okay.
Talk to Estelle.
Yeah.
We'll figure out after session.
Post session.
Yeah, that's also a good idea.
Yeah. All right.
Time's wasting.
You knock on her door, and it's the same kind of paranoid. She looks in there and like shoos you in without saying anything, or ushers you in. And she says, "It's good to see you. You came back. How did it go?"
We got attacked by bears.
Yeah,
That was expected.
And
Yeah.
bandits.
That was not expected.
yeah.
Well, we had to enact our justice system like you told us.
Yeah, I figured that.
And she opens up the bag and kind of sets it on the ground and rolls the meteorite out of it.
Her eyes kind of widen when she sees it, and she says, "Oh, I wasn't expecting it to be that big."
Oh. So you don't need this one then? 'Cause,
Oh, no. I do need that. And she kind of digs through the bag of holding. It seems she had like a little money purse prepared for you, but then she goes back in it and pulls out another one that is like the size of the shard, the meteor you're giving her.
Wow.
Will this do?
Whoa.
That's a lot of money. Yeah, I think that'll do.
Is it full of copper?
It's full of gold and gold bars.
Whoa.
Whoa!
I think that Bree can now learn Misty Step and make spell scrolls of it.
I don't think Sigurd has ever seen this much money in his life.
Did you find anything else?
Let's see here. We found this.
And she takes out the ice totem idol mug thing.
Oh. Oh, what you found there is that's a relic of the Ice Kingdom. I have no need for that, but you could probably sell it on the market for something.
The Ice Kingdom.
Yeah. Back of the War of the 18, this is where the Ice Kingdom was.
Makes sense.
That's a depiction of the queen, Krya.
Huh.
But I'm surprised if at that they fell, considering they have such a defensible location.
Oh yes, they had no military though. They were too they over relied on what you just said. I don't know. I'm not a big history buff, but I know a bit about it.
Yeah. There's probably some archaeologist out there working on it.
Well,
may as well hold on to this for whoever that archaeologist may be.
yeah. If you plan on taking it off the continent, I'd try to find a way to keep it cold, because most of the ice continent was known for its beauty and artifacts like that, but a lot of it is made out of ice.
Well,
Sinbad's also gonna take out one of the Queen of Hearts and say, "Could you look at these? I want to make sure they're not bugged or anything."
Oh, that's just a calling card of the queen. I come to know that from being here for months.
Right. I just want to make sure it's not telling her what we're saying right now.
How inclined is she to get revenge?
She's cunning, and for what I've heard about the queen, she intends to take over the ice continent, but if you want my opinion on that, it's just, pardon my language, but kooky.
Well then.
Not necessarily. Seems like she's a wizard or sorcerer of some kind. She could be, and then he taps the ice statue.
She's who? Well, I don't want to speculate on stuff like that, but she's just a cult of personality who captivated a bunch of bandits.
the bandit who we encountered had a enchantment spell on, and they couldn't remember what the queen looked like, despite swearing that they had seen their face.
Or what she told him to do.
That sounds like a modify a memory spell. But, okay, she might have some arcane powers, but still, she's not really the focus of why anyone is here. She seems to just push hard enough for them not to, wage a assault on those ruins over to the east. But she does get in the way sometimes. Well, should I say her boys, as she calls them.
Well, let's hope she doesn't try to get revenge for when I took money off of her boys. Or their shoes.
Yeah. You did what you had to do. It's like I said. But I think this was a successful transaction. I do have some more jobs if you wish to get more. She nods to the sack of gold you have.
We'll consider it.
Definitely we will consider that. We do have the other job of getting the coal over to the Reshiram guy.
The heavenly wings.
Yes.
Or sacred flames or whatever.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of different names for them.
Just try not to take everything they say at face value. They're caught up in their, funnily enough, their ideals to not see the
How
other
ironic.
side of the fence.
Understood.
But you know where I am.
Yes, and thank you for your very generous compensation.
Indeed. And that's where we'll end our session.
All right.
Woo!
Ooh.
Yeah. So if anyone is still here, I'm sorry about this. We're going to do a different method next time. So without
Yeah.
further ado, if anyone is still watching, see ya. Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Frankenstein.